All right, YouTube, let's get this thing going. Let's log into the Discord, see where people is at, and let's learn some stuff. So, wow. Took forever to get this Discord. Did you know the topmost rule for a user profile is that user's color? Did not know that.
Finish what you're saying there. Push the talk.
My point is, anytime Superman wants to bust through a ceiling, he's got to land on the second floor before he busts through the second and third and fourth floor. We never tested the first floor. I don't count 0.0001 as a floor, 0.1 as a floor. I mean, the first time that this thing ever became a thing was when it jumped up to 7 cents, 8 cents, whatever it was. I mean, we have never actually retested 15, 20, 21, 25 legitimately. To become support, we all know as TAs, 3 times is the rule. You have to hit a support 3 times for its support. And what's so crazy about what this thing is doing, it's not hitting 3 times. It's hitting like once, twice, at the most. It is due
So
for a
true.
giant correction is my point. And I think the floor is a psychological level of 25. I'm FOMOing it at 25 because in a couple of years, it'll pay dividends.
Well,
I think you got some good observations there, sir. Just, I'm really thinking around this 39 range, we do have considerable support built in. And I also believe, I mean, and mostly because, like I say, I'm just as new to this space as you are, but I kind of witnessed the resistance and the struggle at like 0.315 and the 0.265. I consider those considerable levels as well. And I just do distinctly remember that big drop down to 0.14 and 17 range. So I think you got some valid observations there. And maybe those who revisit it over the course over the winter, outside of the outgoing season of transition to 2022. But I'm really going to go, if we fall through this 0.39 range that we're in now, I'm really going to be doing some reconsideration, particularly at the 0.30. I mean, I know we spent a lot of time there, and I think we got considerable support there as well.
Super chat. Okay, super chat, go ahead.
Super chat, Mark Magnificent 01, again, $5. So you were saying Doge will not make any significant moves until my great-grandchildren's grandchildren have grandchildren? Thank you, Mark Magnificent, for that. I think that was to you, Static.
All right, I just want to make a bullish case right here based on what you just said about the 3 touches and support being in a range, looking at my chart. As you can see, when we dropped from 73, we landed ourselves right here at 42. We went up, came back down, touched 41.8, and then we went up, came back down, and because of what happened today with the pretty bad market kind of crashing today, we have a long wick down that landed us right back at the 42 range. That would be our 3rd touch. Now, if we can break out of this and continue up past that, that would be our 3 touches, basically, showing that this is the support level right here, and then we can continue upwards. Otherwise, yeah, I think that maybe we'd have to come back down a little bit, but we've got 31 cent area. But as far as I'm concerned right now, we do have 3 touches, and if we can hold this without falling down, that would be 3 touches. That's exactly what you said. And we do have an inverse head and shoulders on the lower time frame. So hopefully, if we can break upwards, I think we are looking good, and it would continue the pattern that I see in the run up to 44 the first time, and the same run up we had here to 69, and then eventually 72. They look very similar.
Hey, Yukon, can you zoom in? Is that Yukon?
Yeah.
All right. Much respect. I've been listening to you for weeks, and I think you're very good too. I mean, let's go to our Reynard Tay hour here. Okay. So if you go back to May 9th on a 1 hour. Let's just go to 1 hour. We hit a high of 58, and then we that was after we touched 41. We jumped up to 58, and we touched that support again at 42, and then we hit a lower high. We hit 54, and then we touched that resistance support. Again, and then we fell through the floor. It doesn't just, and I don't use the word magically as a disrespect to you. Like, I'm just saying, like, in general, it doesn't magically just pop back up again. It's got to go through its motions again. It's got to do the same triangle in reverse where the hammer starts banging on the ceiling. It's got to find a way to reverse that triangle. That triangle was so evident. That triangle was so evident that it was banging through the 40 door and it was going to come crashing down. And just because we spiked back up after an Elon tweet, it's still headed in a trend line down to the 30s, the 20s. But it's okay. It's not anything to panic about. Just average in like Chad's been doing. If you're a bag holder in the 60s, the 70s, whatever, we're coming for you. But you got to wait for that triangle to reverse. And the good news is anybody who's got dry powder, as you guys have been talking about, buy in at the 39, 35, 31, 25, because that triangle absolutely will reverse. And once we cross that ceiling around 50 again, that's a major resistance because it's a psychological resistance. 50, 25, 75, $1. These are all major psychological resistances. I think we are headed to $1, but like Epstein said back in the 1920s, how did you get rich? Oh, I got rich by getting out too early. Get out too early. I would encourage people to buy in at 25, 30 and get out at 80, 90 and then wait for the fall to 50 to retest that support and then wait for the $1.50 pump.
Excuse me,
So I have a question for you then.
Oh, yeah, I'll be up.
So which numbers you're calling 25 up, go back up and down. So when that happens on a daily chart, that would cause a head and shoulder pattern. And then the technicals would say it has to go down even further than 25, all the way down to 17, 16 to retest those. So that my math is not adding up somehow.
Graybeard, can I come in?
I was a question, hold on. All right, Graybeard.
I'm sorry, ma'am.
No, you're okay. Who is that gentleman? I don't know his name.
About 187.
You're talking about me?
Yes. You were talking about, going back to 25 and 20.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to go to the daily, that's fine. If you look at the daily, look at the 50 SMA, EMA, whatever you want to look at. Around the time when it hits 25 cents, 16, 21st, what have you, you're hitting that 50 MMA. On a daily, you guys have never once. The last time you guys hit that support was around the 20th of April. You haven't tested that 50 EMA, SMA once. This is the correction.
Right.
And if it doesn't hold the 25-30 average, yeah, then we are going down to 10.
This isn't a stock, though. You gotta remember, this is a crypto.
Right. And then, exactly. But
with respect,
what I'm saying is,
what's the difference between a stock and a crypto?
Massive difference. No, it's not.
Go ahead, Jeanette. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So what you're saying is if we do all those movements in the same day, I get it. But if you're talking about going to 25, being stuck in that channel, then going up to certain other numbers, and not getting stuck in that channel, then going back down to 25, getting stuck in that channel, that will cause a huge, I'm talking about on different days, that will cause a huge head and shoulders. Now that would actually cause another correction to to below 25. And that's what I'm asking. So if it happens on the same day, okay, I get it. But if it happens on different days and in different channels, that causes another head and shoulders. And then technical says now they have to go down below the 25. So then you're talking 8 cents and 10 cents. And so as long as the momentum is going, I don't see the technicals in it. But, I mean, you need it right. I don't know.
Can I respond respectfully?
Yes, please.
All right, so if everybody wants to pull up their trading view and go to the daily and zoom out so that they can see anywhere from mid-April, doesn't matter, beginning of April, all the way to today, and we look at the 50 EMA, mine's yellow, I don't know about everybody else, around the 16th, we hit anywhere between 25. My prediction personally is I think that the candle is going to, on the 16th of May, I think the candle is going to wick down and stop out all the stop losses.
Is there a way to stream your screen? I'm doing exactly what he's saying on my stream. If you're watching my stream, I'm doing exactly what he's saying.
Yeah, pull it out and on the stream. She's showing it step by step.
I appreciate that. So on the daily, if you go out, my prediction is on the 16th of May, you're going to have a candle. It's going to wick down all the way to 25, 26. It's going to bounce back, and it's going to hold at that 50 EMA. And that is your support line. The last time it touched that was anywhere between the 19th and 26th of April. That is your area of support. And you're absolutely right. I mean, if we drop through that, then we're headed down to the 200 EMA, which is going to be like in the 15s, 10s. But I don't think we're going to do that. You know, I listen to you guys, Elon this, Elon that, Elon that. You know, Elon doesn't control the market. I mean, he can cause little bitty spikes up and down. He can cause rumors, sell the news, but he's not the be-all, end-all of this coin. It's people's confidence in it. So my prediction anyway, and I'm sorry I'm taking up a lot of time, I think that May 16th we're dropping down to the 25-30 range, which is healthy. It's a good thing. So I just want anybody holding the bag at 50, 60, 72, anybody who bought it at the top, I mean, you're coming back, but like it's not going to be until like it cycles back another month. But I would encourage anybody with dry powder, buy in at 25.36. It ain't going any lower than that. No way.
Look, you're right with technical analysis, but fundamental analysis of cryptocurrency seem to kind of yield a lot of properties that people will go by. Just remember that. The fundamental analysis can sometimes, yield the other.
Yeah, I think I'd have to agree with that. That's why you see cryptos just completely defying all TA, just moonshotting and never coming back, because that FA is super important in the crypto market.
You can be the best. You can be the best analyst in the world and sometimes not make the crypto calls.
Do we still have a J-hook, fellas? Or no, that's gone.
I don't know how you're getting 25.9 on the 25-day EMA at the 16th. I'm seeing 31.3 as possible. Where are you coming up with 25.9 on that 50-day?
He had a great TA. Now, if it was stocks, I would agree with it, but not with this puppy.
Hey, Graybeard, can I make just one comment to Mr. Static?
Is anyone resharing UConn?
I am. Hey, Mr. Static.
Go ahead. Yes, go ahead.
Hey, Mr. Static. Hey, man, thank you for your observation. I think it is plausible what you're saying. I'm not quite in line with your thoughts, but I just want you to be mindful that if you put a buy-in at that 2.5, you might as well go ahead and put it down at 17, because that's indicating. I just see.
No, he's right. He's right, Graybeard. 25.9 is a massive, massive, massive wall. I mean, we couldn't even get to 25.9 even when everybody thought it was going to 17 weeks ago.
Yeah, but what about that 32.2 area?
32.2 is what I see as the 50-day on the 16th.
Raise your hand if you're TA. And raise your hand if you can tell me that we ever touched the support of 25.
We did. We touched the support of the 25.
We banged through the we ever land on the floor to jump to the next floor?
No,
We
it
never did. Not
it was so brief. It was not even funny.
3 times you're supposed to do it. And we
Hey,
only
you
did
got
it
one.
once.
Screw up.
But it's
Screw up.
crypto. You don't
never
always do it
touched
3 times.
8. We never touched 10.
Hey, I'm not trying to excite you or to cause any animosity. I'm just saying, if we come back down to that point, I would expect it to trend even further downward. That's all I'm saying, sir.
No, I'm not arguing. But who was Chad?
This is Chad. This is Chad right here.
Chad. Okay, so Chad, let me ask you. Scroll up to the daily.
I'm looking at it. I remember coming down to the 20. So I remember when we were trying to like hope for the 25th.
You see where they tried to stop us out and wick out there on the 23rd of April?
Yep, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, okay, you know what I'm talking about. It touched the 50 EMA and it wicked out at 15. Have we ever touched that support?
No, we've not even been close.
How many times have we ever touched that support?
You're correct.
Considered support.
Well, that's what I'm trying to say though. Is we've kind of like had this old resistance, which was at that 40 mark, has kind of become our new support. You know, and
everybody's talking 40, 42. 40's right, but we skipped so many steps.
we did. There's a lot of gaps to fill. That's no
I
joke.
know a lot of businesses that bought a bunch of Dogecoin and they said they're never selling.
Super chat.
Yeah,
Real quick, and I'll let you guys get back. Sorry to interrupt. Daniel Robinson, $5 made. Maybe 32. There's a daily pivot that was missed. Maybe you're right, and thank you for that.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is
There's
that
several of them.
Maybe at 32.
no, but he's right. There's several of them. I mean, we missed them all the way down to 8 cents. You know, from 8 cents. From 8 cents to 12 cents, we jumped from 8 to 12 like instantaneously, and then we went from 12 on up to like 20. 12 to 20 was like literally like a 1-day shot. That happened like overnight. Nothing even other than that one time on the 16th or the 23rd did we even come close to touching anything that that big jump made. And then from that point we had that 17 cent mark, and then 25.9 from 17. And then from 25.9 we go up to the 32 or 31 whatever area. And then from there we go back up to 37 and then to 41.42. But yeah, there's a lot of these we've never even tried. And this is what I kept saying earlier. Even at 42, you know, when I put my stop loss at 42, we've had a very hard time staying under that from any period of time longer than 10 minutes. And that's pretty much been since we went to it. You know, once we passed it on the second go round, we haven't come back down and hit it. And we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days attempting at it.
I got something to throw in, and this might like change your mind completely about the reason why we can't go down that low. Because since these dates that you're mentioning, how many exchanges have added Doge to their exchange? So how many exchanges have had to purchase Doge so that they can sell Doge? That's one reason why I don't think that we will go back down that far, because there's too many exchanges.
I see it plausible to 25.9. I just don't see it plausible past that.
How can you say we cannot go down to a 50 EMA? Listen to what you're saying. The 50 EMA, if you look at a daily chart, the 50 EMA is lining up in the 20 to 30 range.
It's 30 right now. But it's
what you're saying. We can't go to a 50 EMA.
But we can go to the 50, but it's the 50 EMA by the 16th is going to be at 30, 31, somewhere in there. I mean, like
I can see 30 on a 4 hour.
I'm gonna say I can see a 32.
With an angular is listed, I can see it.
Sorry, Dr. Phil.
Your chart, and then it could possibly wick down to 25.
100%. That was what I was about to say. My prediction is that it's going to wick down to 25, and the base of the candle in a very doji dragonfly formation, whatever you want to call it, is going to be above 30.
Yeah, I doubt it. I don't know.
I have orders in at 39, 35, 25, and a huge one at 21, which I don't think will hit, but like it's there just in case.
I have a gut feeling we're going to doji out here between 42 and 44 on the daily. Like the next candle is going to be it's going to be like a doji, hammer candle of some sort.
So I did
with a tall wick on the top.
I took a trend line and I basically accounted for the 50 MA over the next, all the way up until the 17th. And the 17th, if it continues on the same trend, the 50 MA, it'll be right at 29.5 cents. So that means on the 16th, let's see, the 16th it'll be at 28. 28 cents is where the 50 MA will be on the 16th.
That's where I'm at.
Where do you got the?
If I could chime in, though,
So
and if,
I see the 20. I see the
Joe-
25 at 31 cents on the 16th.
just remember, for all you traders, that studied a little bit, if that date, April 21st, 1982, rings a bell, that is like when they say that is the day when TA officially died, technical analysis officially died. Why? Because all of these leverage tools that we have, a lot of these fundamental hype trains that we have now with Twitter, which is now new, but back in the 80s, there's a lot of fundamentals that died because of the leverage supply. And so, there's programs that prove that technical analysis, like there's actually programs that are written that prove that analysis is garbage, But it can be used like the weatherman uses, but you can never say it's for sure.
I would agree with that exactly.
You can't be for sure. I agree with you, Static. Like, that's what the charts would be telling us, and it should do that. But we have to keep in mind that sometimes, especially in the crypto world right now, it's so new, things don't go as.
I mean, we did get a nasty death cross on the 11th.
Hey, throw one more thing to that comment. I mean, can I have the floor for 5 more seconds?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm loving this discussion.
I've been listening to this chat for 3-4 weeks. I'm a 41-year-old who I'm like Dr. Phil over here. Who could barely figure out how to get on Discord or whatever, and I hit up Adam. I've been hearing all this. We're dissecting code, like we're watching the treasure trove. The charts know a lot. I mean, charts are just basically human psychology. There are people right now freaking out about gas shortages, and they're like, oh my God, my crypto went down. I mean, I have a friend of mine that I tried to advise, and she didn't listen. And, it drops by 2 cents. She panics. She gets out. She's got $500 in there. The charts don't lie. Everybody keeps talking crypto, stock. They're not that different. They're really not. It's the same thing. It's human psychology. People will get in when they think it's going up, and they'll get out when they panic. And we all know this stuff, right, Chad?
Yep. I agree.
EMA, we hope as a support line. If it doesn't, it's going to fall to the 200. It happens every time.
It's not every time.
We've only been hitting the 50 EMA though. We've only hit it one time with a wick, and that was on the.
And isn't that disappointing? Doesn't that scare you, Chad?
That was on the 23rd. I guess here's what I guess. Like, there's too many new factors that in play for us to actually make these charts really reliable. One of those factors is social media, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, the hype. The other thing that we always keep to want to forget, and what I think a lot of people do forget, is the human factor, which is greed. And here's a bunch of people that bought into something back, let's say in the last year, and for a lot of these people that maybe spent $1,000 of money and got a lot of Doge at that, 0.00 something 0 cents, they become fairly wealthy overnight, and they're just seeing their big cash cow, dwindle away rapidly at times. So it does scare me to think that there is a lot of gap to fill. But the other thing that is positive, and I do agree with what other people have said, like Yukon, which is, a lot of exchanges are having to buy a lot of coin. There's a lot of hype, with celebrity hype. There's a lot of YouTube and social media hype. The thing that's interesting to me is how fast people are willing to abandon something to make a quick buck, which is the Shiba Inu coin. I mean, I would be willing to bet that is a good 20% of the loss in Doge over the last couple days.
Super chat real quick. I'm sorry to interrupt you guys. Just let me get this before it disappears. Emmanuel Carretero, $4.99 for real. If we rank all the way down to your buy-ins, I think a lot of people are going to drop their bags on you and go to the beach. Well, low key, thank you, Emmanuel, for that. And one last one, hey guys. Hold on, George Martinez, $5. Question for Static. If I bought at 60 cents, should I sell all now and buy at 25 if it gets to around that mark? Or what are your recommendations? We don't really do that kind of stuff, but thank you, George Martinez. And
I'll
just
do fried rice.
If someone wants to give some fried rice, I just don't. But if you do
fried rice coming. If you bought at 60, just wait. That's my fried rice.
Thank you.
If you're not in, if you got out at 43 or or whatever you did, and you're holding on the sidelines, my personal fried rice, my buy-ins, what I'm doing, not financial advice, 39, 35, 25, 21, extreme, scaling in exponential.
That would be very healthy. That would be.
That's what I do.
Like, I wouldn't be upset if he was right. I still.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, if you look at because we're liking this discussion, Chad would agree because he can't because he's looking at the same charts. If you look at the 5 minute, the 15 minute, the 30 minute, the 1 hour, the 2 hour, 3 hour, the 4 hour, the 8 hour, we're all below the 50 EMA on every single one of those charts. That means the 50 EMA on those charts, 5, 15, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 8 hour are all the new resistance. The only one that we're above the 50 EMA barely, but we're headed to it,
is the 1 day.
Support, is the day. Well, the 1 day, I don't look at the one unless it's scalping. The one day we're literally headed to, and we're in that down chain. If we bounce off the 50, that's great.
We are up. We are above it on the 1 minute, though. You are right.
Hey, you spot on, sir. I'm trying to find you right now.
Yeah.
On the list.
I think.
I don't feel static.
I think we don't have the volume to see this thing go parabolic. You know, just too many people are like too gun shy. I just don't.
My fear is this: you got people listening to the channel, and you're like, hold it 40, hold it 20, and then when it drops to 25, they're gonna freak the f out. But we got to tell them the truth. We got to say it's okay if you're 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 because it's normal. It's healthy for this thing to hit 25.
If you're at
wait 3 months, we're coming for you.
If you're at 44,
it would be healthy.
if you're at 44 or even 50, it doesn't matter what you're at. If you sold your coins right now, 44 cents, and you wanted to buy the exact same amount of coins or more, all you have to do is wait for the price to dip below 44.4, and you will be able to buy the same exact amount of coins or less and no longer have a bag at the top. And then you can also exchange that for a bag with more coins in it if you're willing to wait for it to drop to 37, 32, 25. I think the possibilities of 37 and 30 are plausible. I don't know how many times we're going to get down and kiss those. I think 29, or 25, it is plausible. It's a prayer. I mean, it's a long prayer, but it is plausible. I mean, the numbers are there. It's not, you can't not get there. You know, I just, you know, and I'm optimistic, you know, but like I also didn't think it was going to kiss past 42 today, and it did, but it only did for like 10 minutes. So like to me, that's not long enough time to build up the amount of support that you really need to call that solid support.
Every time we have these big dips, we have massive hammer candles that come in to support it.
Right, but we have panic and Stu, you know, and people like panic because, you know, they're seeing their $80,000 portfolio shrink to 40 overnight, and they're scared, you know, but because they, you know, they're like, well, do I wait? Do I hold? If I would have just been patient and just waited and held on, I'd probably have a bigger portfolio now. I get bored and want to, like, you know, I just want to average myself in at the current price, you know. I don't. You know, but I also want to always maintain the amount of candles or coins that I have. But, you know, at the same time, you know, I also want to be able to scalp and try to get more coins. You know, but there's been a couple times where I've screwed myself with that too, where that happened to me on the, what was it, what was that big dip? Was that the 23rd? The big dip where it went down to like 16 cents for like a brief second?
Yeah, 22.
So on the 23rd, I thought for sure, because everybody was screaming the next day, oh, we're going back down to 17 for sure. And I'm like, I just held onto my bags. I'm like, well, you know, I put my buy orders in at 18 or 19, waited for 3 or 4 days, and it shot up above 24, 25. And I literally had sold my bag at like 23 or something like that, and it never came back. I ended up getting lucky and was able to buy back in at 25.9, but that was, I just happened to be at the right place at the right time to be able to buy that bag because it only hit that 25.9 mark for like 2 minutes. I bought my bags and then rode this thing back up to the top, but I still lost a lot of coins in that, 3 or 4 cent, a cent, because here's the thing you guys have to remember. The more expensive this coin gets, the harder it is to amass your coins back. Every penny makes it more difficult to get, to get the number of, for every penny that it goes over your sellout price is more exponentially difficult to get back the same amount of coins that you had before without dumping a lot more money in.
Real quick, Sinatare, 99 cents. Thank you so much. Let me just get through these real quick. Emmanuel Carretero, again, my friend, 4.99. Then why are we all holding? Wouldn't we all just dump on each other down to zero, trying to beat each other to better buy-ins? Ha ha ha.
Except for you can't guarantee that, bro.
Now here's joking. Mark 300, thank you for that. 4.99. SNL hype started the upward from 32 to 73. I believe we're still at the 32
in a box downstairs. Why?
Way too fast.
No, I have to I'll sew it, but just.
I need it tonight.
Why can't I do it in the morning?
We have to put on our pants, and I'm gonna wash my pants, and I don't want to make.
Just wash them, and I'll do it in the morning.
You're gonna for sure.
Yeah, just wake me up early. Just wake me up at 7.
I can barely hear you.
Okay.
Well, a lot of people probably got in at the 5 cent, 10 cent mark, and they were happy it went up to 80 cents. But now that it's down and it might go lower, people might panic sell.
I have a friend that got in for under 1 cent, and he has a shit ton of them, and he hasn't sold them. He hasn't touched them once. He's just bought more.
My best friend's brother had 10 million Dogecoin, bought them at 0.0002. And sold them at $22,000 because he got tired of waiting for it to go up. He is kicking himself in the ass every minute that he thinks about it.
Hey, Chad.
Yes, sir.
Static.
Yeah, what's up, Static?
Breakout to the weekly, and anybody watching breakout to the weekly?
I'm at the weekly, and my charts are on YouTube now, so I pretty much every time I'm in the Discord, my charts are on YouTube if you guys want to go look at them.
All right, so can you tell Discord on the weekly, where did we break through the ceiling in April? What was the line? You and I both know this ranges, but if we had to pick a line, what was the line that we broke through on the weekly?
Okay, so what are you looking for? At which time? Because we broke through it a couple times, actually, in the weekly. So we've done it a couple of times since January.
No, on the weekly in April.
On the weekly in April, on the 12th?
32.
It broke through the what? Yeah,
on the weekly.
On the weekly, we went on 1 day or 1 week. We went from 6 cents up to 46 cents or 49 cents in 1 week.
32 was the resistance, no?
The resistance in that day?
I think what you're talking about is that large green wick. It would have been at.
I would call the resistance more like 23, somewhere in there.
We had some resistance at 33 around there.
Yeah. Okay. So on the next candle over, hold on. On the next candle over, yeah, we had some resistance at 28 at the next candle over. Maybe. Hold on. Let me. You know what? My control button that is my push to talk is now making this blue dot in my screen. So hold on a second. Yeah, 32. 32 is that was on the 26th.
So my point is, everybody's drawing their upper trend lines, their lower trend lines, and their mid trend lines on the 4 and the 3 and the 2 and the 30 and the 50. And if you keep those trend lines go out to the weekly, you'll see where those trend lines are. That lower trend line, we're hitting it. And it's okay. It's not anything to panic about. It's a correction.
Yeah, but we're nowhere close to the 50.
It wants to retest that 30 range. It wants to know that that's a level of support, is all I'm saying. And then what it does after that is it bounces back up. But it's probably going to test that a couple of times.
I would argue that, okay, so the interesting thing that you bring up there, because I've been calling this for a long time, 29,109, as a very, very, very strong area of support, because it was a strong area of resistance on the week of April the 19th, basically. And then the next one down, which is The next resistance is that 23.88. But there's that 25, which is in the middle of those two candles. That 25 or that 25.84, 25.9, somewhere in there is 26. That's also been a very serious point of resistance, and that is the bottom of the May 3rd candle. So the bottom of the May 3rd candle, that 26.49 or 25.9, that's also been a very, very big area of support. But again, how can you really call any of these areas of support? Because they've never been tested other than one time by one wick or a few times by a handful of wicks in fast-moving charts.
That's an excellent point. So this is why I call it support.
There's nothing that's real support. There's nothing that's real support all the way back down to 8 cents.
That's my point. You haven't tested the support, but 25 is a psychological level. I think that's an extremely important number. 2.5, just like $1 is, just like 50 is, just like 75. We didn't break 75. We got 73. We've been fighting over 50. We're going to go back down to 25. And the reason I have giant buying orders at 21 is there's going to be a whale dump at 25 that's going to drop us down into the 20 range, lower than 25, to try and scare out everybody so they could gobble up even more at a lower number.
Super chat. Thank you for that. Super chat. Anthony Lopez, $4.99. Great show, guys. Question. Can we hit 50 cents tonight? We're talking about that. Anything is possible. Some people hope so, and some people...
The only way we're going to hit 50 cents is by a black swan event. Again, another tweet or some random thing or some random whale buy. I mean, there's not the unless the retail public gets out and says, I'm dumping my money back into Doge, I'm out of SHIB, I'm out of this, I'm going back to the Doge. We're not going to really see these boosts. There's just not the volume.
Here we go. Hey, on Yukon's chart, if you guys want to drop down and look at Yukon's chart, we are right, just breaking out of that trend line down, and if we go up, this proofs the inverse head and shoulders. So this one
on what chart?
Mini cup and handle.
On which chart?
Mini cup and handle too.
We got a super chat from
Which
Daniel
chart?
$5. Look at the big picture. Elon only owns 30%. Larry Ellison, the co-founder of Oracle Data Management, is on the board. Tesla will start stacking Doge. And not only Tesla and SpaceX will have Hyperloop soon. In effect, just wait for it. Santa Claus, I remember you. Santa Claus, $5. He's been blessing me up on Twitter as well, I think. RH installing wallet tonight, and Elon is aware of it. And that's why he dropped the coin. A lot of investors on Robinhood since Doge was under 1 cent. Interesting. So they are doing an upgrade tonight, and Santa Claus is saying they are installing wallets tonight. That is interesting.
Who is?
Here we go, guys. This is looking good.
Santa Claus knows what's up, because I know this Santa Claus guy.
We're breaking out of this inverse head and shoulders.
On what chart, though? What minute chart?
Look at Yukon's chart, and yeah, we're getting there.
All right, you guys aren't telling me what chart you're looking at.
Could be a fake out Yukon's chart.
I know, but what minute chart?
Oh, I'm on a 1 minute, 5 minute. It doesn't look like we're actually breaking out unless we can flip this. It's starting to come down.
Yeah,
I think it's a fake. Yeah, if we retest the top of the broken channel on the 1 minute, you can see where we broke out. If we come back down, retest the top of that right where Yukon has his mouse right there, that'll be confirmation. We'll see what's going on.
Yeah, that could be true. We could retest this as a new support and then take off. That would be good to see.
Super chat Alpin Loak, $5. I haven't heard anything about the exchanges like Robinhood needing to hold coins stabilizing price. Is that a factor that should be considered?
You know, it's interesting though. I figured out one of the whale wallets who it was actually, and I've actually started figuring out a lot of these exchange wallets. They're actually easy to figure out.
A lot of them were Binance, right?
Well, no, the big one I think is Binance. Actually, no, the big one is not Binance. Binance is no, but Binance is not the big one. I think the big one is the United States government.
I think the big one's Robinhood.
No, I don't think the big one's Robinhood either. I think
Super chat real quick, guys. Let's continue this after super chat. Cause
Anthony Lopez, just to get out the way, 199. Thank you so much. Great show, guys. I already got that one, and one last one. I think I got them out of the way. Nope, Santa Claus. He already got. Okay, thank you, guys. Sorry.
So what I'm saying is this. So I know one of the whale wallets because guess what? When I pulled my coins out of one of the exchanges, the wallet that sent my coins to my hard cold storage wallet is one of the whale wallets. So that has to be an exchange wallet. The numbers were the same.
It could be, but once Robinhood took on the responsibility to buy and sell Doge, they have to have a massive amount of Doge. They're not an exchange.
There is an argument that can be made that they are the big whale wallet, but I don't know. The owner of the company came on and said his company isn't the holder of the whale wallet.
Well, of course he's not going to tell the truth. They're never going to tell the truth.
Why would he lie about that?
They have to have so much money, because every day's trades has to go to a clearinghouse.
You guys know what makes sorry to cut you off, but you know what makes most sense? The wallet is someone that's friends with the creator.
Yeah, that's what I would think. That's possible, but I mean,
I'm not talking about the wall. I'm talking about the largest wallet holder.
Right.
Yeah, is Robinhood, because
no,
we saw what happened with GameStop. When GameStop went parabolic, they could not cover.
They couldn't cover because they didn't have that amount of shares. They couldn't get in the buys. They couldn't do it. Like,
if they hold 36 billion Dogecoin,
they don't hold that much. I guarantee you.
Hey guys, Metro here. We've been looking at the whale wallet, the biggest one over the last couple of days. I don't think it belongs to Robinhood because it doesn't have that many transactions.
There's no movement in it. Yeah, exactly. There's no, these exchanges would have tons of movement.
Robinhood didn't say it wasn't them though. If you read
I think Duku Rada is Robinhood.
They said they don't keep any coins that they use for proprietary trading.
Robinhood wouldn't have any movement because if they have whatever, it's like 36 billion Dogecoin, they don't have to transfer in and out. They just have to absorb the buying and selling and cover their clearinghouse costs after every trading day. They don't have to buy and sell. They can just hold. But it could be Binance.
No, Binance is. I think Binance is. I'll tell you what I think Binance is. I'll tell you which one. Hold on.
Question when you're done.
Talking about making a wallet because they're getting to the point where they can't cover it anymore, and that's why maybe they have to make a wallet just so that they can cover their own ass.
Well, they only want to make a wallet because all of us customers are complaining that we want a wallet.
Yeah, that we want to take our coins off of their site.
But isn't that what Santa Claus just said about the wallet there in the super chat?
Yeah.
You know what, Santa Claus? I'm gonna ride with you. I believe it's Santa Claus.
If they bring out the wallets, that would be wonderful. I'll tell you why. Because I'm this close to pulling my cash out, and if I pull my coins out, then that's fine. But if I start pulling my cash out, that makes it a lot more difficult for them. Here's what I think. I'll tell you who the wallet is of Binance. Their wallet number is the. No, it's actually quite a bit of ways down the list now. It used to be up there like really high, and now it's wallet number 19 is Binance.
The largest wallet holder is not a citizen or a whale; it's an exchange or broker, right?
No, the biggest wallet I tend to believe is one of two things. It's either a friend of the creator, or it's the United States government.
No way.
Could be Elon Musk. Could be Elon Musk too. Yeah, we got a super chat.
Super chat.
Brand 499. Sorry guys, I am at 0.455. Do you guys suggest I sell and rebuy or hold? I'm very new to this and just looking for a suggestion. Thanks everyone. I love the chat. Thank you so much for this time.
Hold on.
Yeah, hold on. I think everyone's gonna be like, hold on, not financial advice. Anthony Lopez.
How about we just say we don't know?
Yeah, we don't know, but follow along, keep listening, and you'll figure it out with us. Everyone's got their own tactic. One more from her 499. I know no financial advice, guys. I've been listening a few days, just looking to see what you guys would do in my shoes. We wouldn't know what to do in your shoes, but thank you, Anthony Lopez 299. Guys, why Doge goes up every day at 3 a.m. Thank you so much. Especially when you're locked out of your account. That's when it goes up. Daniel Robinson, $2. Big Whale Wallet. Could be Gemini. Thank you again for that. I don't think so, but could be. Thank you, Daniel Robinson.
Hey, Yukon. Everybody on the Discord watching this, are you watching this? We're just pounding on the top of this broken channel. Oh, shit, it just broke out.
Yeah.
But, just pounding on the top of it. This is what I'm watching. What's your red MA on this chart right here?
Slow moving average.
What time frame?
21, I believe.
Okay. Yeah, we just broke back through the top of the, I'm not going to say the T word. We'll just call it a wedge. But yeah, we'll see.
Hey, Chad.
Yeah.
Triangles in the chat.
Yeah, so actually, I might have been wrong. All I'm telling you is, I know that I transferred coins out of one of these exchanges to my own personal wallet, and that wallet was Whale Wallet number 19. Whale Wallet 19 was one of the exchanges came to my wallet with that matching coin number, hash number. And I'm looking at, yeah, go ahead.
2 hour chart. We don't do enough TA. I'm bringing the TA. 2 hour chart, Chad. See it?
Yeah, let me go. I just got the 4-hour chart lit up pretty nice.
2 hour. We got a giant candle trying to
Wow.
like a rubber band, and you see that momentum slower and the indecision Doge.
Yeah, that's.
If you were to be a betting man with fried rice, is that going up or down?
It's going up, but the problem is it's going up with little volume. So it's just very discouraging.
So we got to explain to Chad when things go up in big candles and then little candles and a really itty bitty tiny candle. That's a momentum killer, right?
It kind of can be, but it also can be, a consolidation momentum booster.
Right. And what happens if we get good news that now Robinhood users have Doge wallets? I think that would be a nice spike.
If this candle actually wicks out below the candle before it, there's a good chance that it could have one or two more that go down a little bit and then boom, parabolic.
Yeah, Yukon, it looks like a false breakout unless we boom up over this. There's two moving averages right now, right on top of each other, but
almost.
If we drop down, it's like, oh shit, we're moving up here.
Yeah, they didn't cross yet. They didn't cross on the. I'm on the 1 minute. Let's see what they look like on the 5. I'm eating.
Yeah, they're just touching each other, but it might be a false breakout. It looks maybe.
Well, we've been having that all day, so we've been having that since yesterday. False breakout is what I call it. This is the false breakout coin.
Yes, it is.
Honestly, this candle, it just looks like it's trying to pump up, but it's just having weak momentum. So it's weaker momentum than the candle before it. Here's the interesting thing, though. So if you look at the stats, though, on this candle, the candle before it had a stat of 17, of support and a -1 of resistance. And this candle has a 20 support, -3 resistance. So the resistance isn't there, is less there than the candle before, but this candle seems to have less potency than the candle before it, even though the resistance is less. So that's an interesting thing. That tells me that the volume is just less.
1 minute RSI just dropped all the way to it's oversold right now, so maybe we'll get a little flip. Same on the MACD. The MACD
it dropped to oversold? I don't see oversold. It's sitting at 50%.
By one Doge.
Am I on the right? Am I on the right chart? Yeah, the 1 minute chart. I see the RSI on the 1 minute at 50.
11. Mine's at 11.
Really? My RSI is on the 1 minute chart is at the 51, 59.
Do any of you guys use stochastic? I hear a lot of RSI on here.
Yeah, I use the stochastic is inside the market cipher B. They use the stochastic inside of there. So the stochastic RSI on the 1 minute 60. Right now.
I just hear a lot of people in here RSI.
No, so
not always a good indicator.
So the stochastic is at Well, right now it's at 58 on the 1 minute, and then their RSI actually is at 63 on the 1 minute. But like that's every single one of these RSIs of these stochastics could have different settings in them. So mine might have different settings than yours, or
Yeah. My RSI
Hey,
on
watch it.
mobile
For me,
is
I use MACD, stochastic, I use parabolic SAR, and I use trend lines, obviously.
yeah, I
What was
like.
that? What was that moving average, Yukon, on your 1 minute chart? What's that blue moving average?
blue
200.
200. Yeah.
Okay, we just tagged it. We just tagged it clean. So let's watch this. See if we bounce on this.
RSI touched 39 on Binance Global on my 1 minute. RSI 14 touched 40.
You guys use the alligators
All
much?
right, can I share one more thought? Yeah, it's not a TA, it's just a conspiracy theory before I leave.
Yep.
Oh, no conspiracy theories. No.
Well, I want to hear it.
My thoughts on this, and I don't know if anybody said this, my thoughts on this whole Elon thing with the tweets today, I found it very, very, very interesting. And I bought in, just so you guys know, me, I mean, I sold it, I think it peaked at 70, I bought it at 36, I sold it at 72. It peaked at 73. I'm a big proponent of buy the rumor, sell the news. Just because it's not going to be any different than it was 100 years ago, guys. I mean, it's the same shit that everybody's been doing forever with the stock market. Buy the rumor, sell the news. So I got out.
You know, you guys might be right, but Binance might be this giant wallet.
I actually was determined on that. I actually put an article in the news section of the chat.
Okay. Before I tap out, just to finish my thought. This poll that Elon came out with, should Tesla accept Dogecoin? We obviously were expecting a 24-hour return on that investment in terms of what the stock would do. But again, I sold the news. I got out like 6 hours before that poll ended. But what I found extremely interesting is obviously the tweet today that crashed the market. And I've heard some really good analysis stuff that I couldn't figure out, by Googling. But I heard some real good guys in here talking about the kilowatts per hour of Doge and XRP and Bitcoin. I thought it was really, really good analysis. He absolutely was swinging back at whatever his name is, Barry Silver.
Barry Silver, the true 40-year-old virgin.
So now, after he crashes the market, why would he ask the public, should Tesla accept Dogecoin, and then 24 hours later explain that they're not going to accept Bitcoin anymore, if he's not planning on launching another little bump for us between now and Q1 of next year when he launches Doge 1. He's doing that so that he can help bump it up a little bit. And I don't think he's doing this to help us out, guys. I think he's doing this just for the fun of it, the marketing of it. Maybe he's got a little bit of his own investment in there for his kids, like everybody talked about, his own investment. I think what I would probably expect over the next month is some sort of news to come out, or a rumor of news. And if the rumor starts to come out that he's going to be doing that, buy the rumor, sell the news, learn from experience. Same thing next year, Q1, as we build up to this Doge 1 launch. Buy it, and right before it comes, sell it. There's no shame in taking profits.
What if Amazon and Tesla hit at the same time as a
money does?
Okay, so I was wrong. Binance is that wallet, because my Crypto.com wallet, I know which one they're DLP, AEUA, and then DG2MPCN. That is, I transferred 235 Doge to my wallet from that wallet, and that happened on the 20th. So that, like, some of the, a lot of these giant whale wallets are exchanges.
I was going to say, real quick, I put a news article for MarketWatch, and they believe after someone had a fireside chat, scientist of some sort from Elliptic, a CEO, and he says this data points to Robinhood, 25 billion.
Your mic is cracking again.
Yeah, so this data points to Robinhood, and then somebody else if you look at the documents and stuff, but then you'll see the wallet addresses and when it all started, and everything points to Robinhood.
Super chat real quick. Lachine, $2, best broker to invest in Cardano with low fees. You can probably chime in on that. Cena Dalray, $4.99. Please, and thank you for that, Lachine. Please consider displaying channel of speakers charts on here when presenting ideas. TA, YouTube is on the TV. Ideas, guys, invite me. Shauna DeRay, thank you so much, Shauna DeRay. We are streaming Adam's channel and Chad's channel. Chad's channel is 7pinesTrading with the number 7 on YouTube. And Chad's channel is listed on this YouTube description on the top left-hand side. Thank you guys for that.
Hey, Drew, can I ask you a question?
Yeah, shoot.
Or maybe I should ask the YouTube community a question.
Shoot.
Should we start talking about triangles or just stay where we're at?
Triangles in the chat. I think YouTube likes triangles.
No, they don't.
Natty Triangle, James's name. Let's go. Let's go, YouTube. 5 minutes. Let's go. Super chat with your best triangle memes. Super chat with your best triangle memes. Let's go, YouTube. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Come on, we got to break out of this triangle, guys.
Hell yeah, we're sitting here. We have to break out.
Man, is it me or is all this staticky?
I got good news. The next triangle, once we hit 25, is going to be a good triangle.
Okay, let's go. There's a $20 chat that just came in. Let's go. Triangles. Let's go.
Oh, wait, stop right there. 31,000 in a day, fully automated, without having to do anything. And the crazy thing is, you watching this ad can also fully automate this business and do it completely passively. And you can start getting these results by watching the free tutorial that I made and see how people get these $1,600 a day results, these $300 a day results, which is like $9,000 a month, without having to do anything because it's fully automated and all done for you. So if you click the top right, if you're on mobile, and bottom left if you're on desktop, I'll show you how you can automate everything completely in less than a few minutes without having to work hours and hours a day. So this guy over here watched the tutorial, made $10,000 in one day without laying a finger on it.
Alright, I'm gonna look at my YouTube chart here, and now that I can actually like see my chat on YouTube, I'll kind of start answering you guys' questions. You guys got any questions? Let's see here.
Just to like go ahead and speed things up, because if we all dump right now, we can all make it.
Yeah, I know I'm live.
Tonight, and we won't have to worry about it on the 16th, guys.
I'm happy to give the information to you guys. Thank you for being so cool. I don't know if it could be Musk on that. Like, I really think it's, boy, I really do think it's the government. I mean, I don't know why, but, like, I just have a feeling that the United States government is not about to let them not be in control of these coins. I'll give you my Discord here in a little bit. It's just my name, ChadW75, and then like a hashtag something. But I have a channel I'm starting called the CW Education Channel, and do we sell it 49 for 40? You know what? I don't know. Let me. I don't think we. I don't know if I'd sell just yet. I'd kind of wait a little bit, unless you're like bored and want some money to like scalp with. Like let it kick up a little bit. 44,250 had a lot of buys here on Kraken. That's gonna bump it up a little bit. Maybe that's what the boost was, but I don't know. Like I just, I just be a little bit patient, kind of watch it. Let's see. I don't know if it's gonna tank, unless we get like some pump down. But I think we're gonna consolidate here for a little bit, and we'll be fine.
I got some rectangles. You got some competition.
Oh no, that's 4 sides. I only have.
Yeah, these guys are like kind of like crackling now. Almost,
Right.
So yeah, I think I don't.
Let's go YouTube.
I don't know.
Super
I don't
chat
see
your
any of that
best
stuff.
triangle meme. Let's go.
But I would like to know who. Gosh, I can't remember like where I sent myself that coin from. I think it was Binance.
People at 60 who didn't get the message and did a heart attack seeing 25 flash dip though. I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying.
I think Binance might be DG2MPC, and that's the Binance wallet. But all they've done for a long time is sell. Or sell. Like, it's all selling. That's so much selling.
This is like the most volatile thing I've ever seen. I mean, the ATR on this thing is like, what is it, Chad? Like 20 cents in 3 days? I mean, it moves so quick.
What is that now?
Big range. What's the ATR on this thing? Like,
on what?
20, 25 cents?
On what thing? Oh, I don't have any idea.
Can I clear through range? So the average through range just for today, I don't have my chart, but ATR is averaging 10 cents like every 24 hours.
Yeah,
so
35 to 45.
Oh, it's crazy. So anybody holding a bag at 50, 60, 70 nations. The guy's
exactly.
The guy is launching
exactly.
a rocket to the moon. You don't think that's going to do something in the news? Like, just if you're not trying to pay your rent this week, hold your money, and it'll probably double by the time next fall comes. You're good. Don't worry about it.
I want to clear up to YouTube. This gentleman, he's short-term bullish, long-term bearish. So he's just short-term analyzing right now, but he's definitely bullish on the long term. Just know that.
100%.
Got one more from Sheena Dare. Is your new screen named Taddy's Triangle? Yep. Is that it?
So I was just reading right now that I guess Robinhood's going to be adding Shiba.
Oh God.
What's your source for this?
About jammed up.
Well, somebody had wrote, I guess Robinhood wrote back, and I guess they're going to be adding 10 other cryptos. That's what.
They might have no website.
Hey Chad, you good, bro?
Yeah. What's up?
Nah, just checking with you. Take care of that too.
Oh yeah, I got all that handled. You know what's weird is, honestly, what happened was I had like downloaded the software and I was just messing around with it. Well, while I was messing around with it, I guess it must have been recording those videos. And once my YouTube went live, it uploaded all those videos as stuff that I had done live, even though they were never on YouTube in the first place or never intended to go on YouTube. It was just really weird. Yeah, so, but thank you. Like, we had a good community that, like, didn't take advantage of it. I was able to go on to my bank and, like, but yeah, I mean, I was like, wow, there's a good community that, like, really panicked and, like, tried to help me out. But, boy, that's teaching me now.
That's why we're here.
Can I do a very quick biscuit TA here for anybody trying to scalp?
You want to beat the biscuit?
Yeah.
Hey, real quick to Drew, on that super chat, yes, I changed my name to Teddy Triangle to answer that super chat.
What is the max? So realistically, what is the max we are anticipating? We have to use Metro Systems.
Hey Chad, what's your YouTube channel name, please?
It's just 7 Pines, like the tree trading, with tree like 7 Pines with an S trading. But it's in the Chad's chart. It's in Chad's charts. You can just go look at it. Everybody's posted it in there. Yeah, go ahead. What's up?
Super chat, Smith, $4.99. Bitcoin. Hold up here. Let's just get this and we'll do the take. Bitcoin announced sponsorship of a car for Indy 500. Spike Payment is the backer. Nice to have a non-automated sponsor exposed to everyday audience.
Hey, don't forget, YouTube, if you come over to watch my charts, to subscribe. I just want to hit 1,000 people that subscribe because, hey, I want to see what it does. Like, YouTube says it's going to unlock some stuff. So that'd be kind of cool.
Subscribe.
In fact, how many people are watching James? How many people are watching James' channel right now? How many people are watching James' channel right now?
Subscribe.
3,105.
Yeah, anybody watching James' channel? What?
3,099 people.
There's 3,099 people. I encourage you guys to come over, take a look at the charts that we're describing. Come over and open up a second browser, look at my chart real quick, and we'll teach you guys some stuff. We'll go through some stuff and get some things figured out. What do you guys really want to learn? I'm gonna look at my chat and see what they want to learn inside the chat.
Guys, this is Metro. I have a suggestion for you. We should make the song "Money" our anthem.
Anthony Lopez,
Oh, ISO World says it on. Okay. Unlocks community tab. You get to monetize. Does that mean like you can raise money? Okay. Hard to hear, but okay. So I'm gonna turn this. I'm gonna turn this Discord off.
Please answer my question. Thank you.
There we go. All right, guys. So I'm just gonna pay attention to my chat in the YouTube, and so if you guys want to like hear me, actually, I'm gonna go into a different Discord so we can have some live interaction too. So let me unmute this and then drop down a little bit. Okay.
What's the top? Iceman, $2. Thank you for that. All right, guys, go ahead.
Shout out to Anthony Lopez too. He's been coming in strong tonight with the super chats.
Yeah, for real good looks.
Yeah, man, this Discord's so bogged down, man. There's so many people in it.
Ass is doing well. Just to let you guys know, if you are in ass right now, it's doing well.
So we're gonna get a TA from Biscuit now, or Biscuit Study.
I'm gonna go.
I was just gonna say in the interim of Biscuit, the expert not being here, I would say anybody looking to scalp should do so now. I was going to tell you it's 44.2, but it dropped to 44.0. I think that.
So anybody wants? Oh, go ahead.
Maxed out, and we are headed to 42. So if you bought it at 42, looking to take profits, now would be the time to do so.
So I'm gonna go bounce down into let's say not movie time, but let's just do. I'm gonna bounce down into this bottom channel called Real Talk. I'll be down there. Anybody wants to interact with me on my charts in this Discord, that's where I'll be because it's too. I don't want to interrupt, and it gets too loud in here sometimes. So I'll be in Real Talk if anybody wants to ask me questions about my charts. Okay, so I'm gonna go do a few things here, and then I'm gonna pay attention to my YouTube chat, and we'll answer some questions for you guys.
Hi Chad. I was wondering if you ever if you took the class by averaging down, because did you record it by any chance?
Yeah, I've done that a couple of times on my channel about averaging down. So let's I can go over that. I'm gonna go back to this chat here though and see kind of where they're at here and see what their thoughts are. We're gonna learn some stuff here. Okay, what are the most useful indicators? You asked me earlier. Why?
Photo that explains what you're talking about earlier. The more you lose, how much of gain it takes to get back to where you were.
Okay, so basically, what ends up happening is, okay, so no matter what you guys sell at, right? If you sell all your coins, right? Let's just use 100,000 coins. You have 100,000 coins at 44 cents that you sell right now. Okay, as long as you buy back lower than what you sold at, and whoever's got the open mic, that's kind of annoying, but but as long as you buy back your coins lower than what you sell at, you'll always be able to buy equal amount or greater coins. Okay? Where that gets difficult is, let's say you make a mistake and you sell all your coins at 44 cents and boom, all of a sudden there's a spike. And now you can't buy in at 44, so you have to buy in at 45. Well, the more that dollar amount goes up, the more difficult it is and the more or less likely you are to obtain the same amount of coins or getting close. It's more difficult to scalp. So imagine if you have no extra cash. You sell all your coins at 44 cents, you have $44,000. Well, now to get 100,000 coins is going to cost you $45,000 because it went up a penny. Well, imagine that happens the higher up that you go. It becomes a lot more expensive. So if you lost 10,000 coins at 44 cents, well, that's $4,400. But you lose 10,000 coins at 65 cents, and now that's $6,500 to get back to where you were. So it just becomes exponentially more expensive to try to get back to where you were with coins. So that's why it makes holding on to your coins probably a lot more. It just makes holding onto your coins a better idea if you're not really good at this or you don't really want to think about it much. Holding on isn't a bad thing to do. The interesting thing to me was I didn't realize, but as I've been transferring my coins out of these exchanges back to my own personal wallet, I'm now finding a lot of these whale wallets. Man, we could have known this the whole time. I don't know why none of us even thought to look at that. Like, let's pull some coins off of these exchanges and transfer them to our wallets. And then boom, there's the, or I don't know, maybe there was somebody in here that sent me some Doge, and he sent me this, and he's one of the whales, because that would be interesting too. Because I don't know, but I've got one of the whale wallets sent me Doge. And I think it was, I can't remember if I did it for myself or somebody in this chat or Discord sent me some stuff, but it wasn't that much. It was only like 200 and something Doge, but yeah, there was a wallet that was a whale wallet that sent some Doge over to me. You know, and then now I'm thinking about it. Then there's another whale wallet that sent some more Doge over to me, and that one was Crypto.com's wallet. And I can tell you what wallet that is too, but that is also a whale wallet. So
I was thinking a graph in general that
I don't
really explains what Chad's talking about.
Yeah, so let's see. Let me go back to the YouTube question. So what's the best indicator? You know, what's the realistic high for tonight? 50 cents. I don't know. I'm thinking 47 cents is really the realistic high. Unless there's a black swan, you know, event. I don't know if, I just don't know. I am now at 46. Is that still bad? No, you know, 46 is nothing. You know, so like you could literally like sell your coins on a rip, and then just buy back on a dip. I mean, and then buy back more coins, and then be bought in at the same price that you that we're at the current market price. Yes, sir.
Crypto.com, you said? You got a transaction from?
Yeah.
Because I sent you some. Wait, was it Doge?
Is this Quai?
Yeah.
You sent me Ether. You sent me Ethereum. But
yeah, I forgot about that.
But unless you're a whale.
Well, no, I was thinking if I never mind. The whole thing got screwed up. I was just thinking somehow like maybe it was connected with my Robinhood account. But there's no way that would even be possible.
No, but I can tell you, DG2M sent me, or I think I transferred some of my coins out of something into my personal wallet, and I can't remember what I did that from. But I also transferred coins from Crypto.com. I had 2,000 coins in there. I transferred those over to my hard wallet. But I basically pulled all my coins out of everything except for Binance and except for Robinhood. And but I think I sent myself some coins from Binance. And Binance might be that DG2M or whatever, the DG2M PCN wallet. That might be Binance's wallet. It's either going to be Binance or some other app that I just decided that I didn't want to use anymore, and I just sent Doge to myself, like in a small amount. But I think I did send it from Binance. I'm pretty sure I did. And Crypto.com I can tell you their wallet. So I can look up in my...
Oh, wait,
yeah, go ahead.
That Binance wallet that sent you Doge or whatever, is that the same wallet that did a big dump on May 8th?
It's just been dumping and dumping and dumping, yes. And that wallet's just been dumping, but it's just been dumping random numbers. So what that tells me is that's people pulling off of the exchange their coins. You know, like I'm moving my coins from the exchange to my wallet because I went and looked at my transaction and it shows mine as a negative, you know, like it's dumping them out.
Okay, so that's just people panic selling like through.
No, what the dumpage looks like to me is people moving the coins out of whatever wallet they currently have and moving them to a different wallet. So it looks like a negative transaction, but what it really is it's just somebody pulling the coins off of the exchange and putting it in a hard wallet.
What? Wait, well, how would that affect the value?
It doesn't. That's what I'm trying to say. I think a lot of these whale dumpings are things that we're not able to see inside of these wallets. These are happening like in ways that we can't actually detect looking at these wallets. DLP AEUA is Crypto.com's wallet. DLP AEUA. And then DG2MPC is Binance's wallet. So the big wallet could be Robinhood, but I doubt it. If Binance's wallet is number 19, Robinhood's is definitely not close to number 1.
Chad.
Yes, sir.
This is EB's cliche. I was just trying to find out who's that person that was asking about the percentage or like the gains and losses.
I don't remember why. That was.
I have.
Yes.
I was just gonna say I think I have a helpful information. I think the chart he's looking for is the math of gains and losses. I have a picture.
The math of gains and losses?
Yeah.
Yeah, we could post that up here too. Doge is going Doge or Dogecoin or whatever you guys want to call it is going to go up over time. I mean, it's inevitable. Is it going up to 50 cents right now? I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't know anymore. Like, it's very difficult to read, and we can do our best to give you the best information possible. I can give you like somewhat good analysis within a short window of time, but to like guess what it's gonna do in these bigger, like swing moves, I mean, based on what the charts are saying and what actually happens are two different things anymore. So like I would have guessed earlier that this thing was going to start going up, sooner than later, but it isn't. It's like kind of dragging its feet. I was hoping that these 2, 4, and 3 hour candles were going to just be bigger and more, explosive than they really have become, but they just don't have the volume. And that just tells me that this just means it's going to be a consolidation period for a little while. If I sell my 46 at 44 and buy back at 42, am I better off? Yes, you are. Lots better off. Because think about it like this. We'll just get out a simple calculator, right? If you have 1,000 coins and you sell them at 44 cents, even though you paid $4.60 for them, right? If you sell them at 44 cents times your 1,000 coins, okay, you're going to have $440. Okay, now you divide that by 0.42 cents, and you're going to now have 1,047 coins. So, are you better to have 1,047 coins or 1,000 coins? So you see, you're better off math-wise, Blue Monkey. You're better off math-wise to always dump your bag and buy lower, but that is a risk. So, and I'm not a financial advisor. I don't give financial advice, but I do this only for entertainment and education for you guys. But yeah, you can, can I just leave it in Robinhood and not transfer? You can leave your stuff in Robinhood and not transfer. I'm thinking Robinhood is going to come up with wallets. I'm looking forward to that. I can't transfer to a wallet out of Robinhood yet either, so I'm just like you guys. I'm stuck until I'm not. But my biggest fear was if Robinhood doesn't come out with wallets, my biggest fear is moving my money off of their exchange, not having the gunpowder to buy, and then this coin just decides at that moment to go ballistic.
Right.
Right. Yes.
Like I've been trying to take money out of Robinhood, and like it hasn't let me for some reason. I think I'm gonna have to contact them, but it hasn't been letting me take money out. And also the thing is like it takes a while, no matter what. Even when you take money out of Robinhood, it takes a while to get into your bank account.
Does it? I've transferred it, and it seems to be like next day. It's like quick, but I don't know. Maybe we should test it. Maybe I'll sell some right now and test it.
This week did it, and it was only one business day.
Yeah, one time I did it, and it was one business day, but then one time I did it, it took a week, and like for the money to clear in the bank and stuff, like I'm just like anything could go wrong, so like I'm always just like I don't want to pull all my money out of this whole out of Robinhood completely, and then have it be floating like God knows where for God knows long. How long, and then like have the money like go way down to the point where like I could buy a shit ton of it, and not be able to have money to buy it.
I mean, I would do half then. I mean, safeguard yourself if you're.
I'm gonna do mine in fifths. I'm gonna do mine in like 10 grand at a time, and then just move 10 grand to the exchange once my 10 grand's on Binance. then I'll move another 10 grand. But I want to wait to, I'm going to do it, 5 or 10 grand at a time, and slowly move my, unless they come out with coins, then I'll just pop all my coins off. I'll just buy up all my cash and coins and pop them off. Pop them off the exchange. That would be great. Holding a small bag at 25. Is it worth dumping and buying back, averaging up? No. What are you doing? That doesn't make sense. Like, why would you want to average up? Or hold it? Yeah, hold it 25 cents. If you bought it 25 cents, keep that bag. That's great. Lucky. Fist being 10 game. Alright, so, yeah, you don't ever want to average up. Averaging down is the idea. Averaging up doesn't... Now, here's the thing. If you are averaging up, okay, so one of the things that I had a girlfriend of mine, like, just she's just a friend, just a girl. She was asking me, like, well, if I buy this coin and I keep buying more, my average cost keeps going up because I'm buying at higher prices. And I was like, so? And she was all worried about it because she's like, she somehow correlated that with, like, she's making less money if her average coin price was going up. I'm like, well, you're getting more coins, right? And she's like, yeah. I go, so what's the big deal? You're just paying more for some of those coins than you paid for the other ones earlier. And but for some reason, she just couldn't get it in her head that, like, it wasn't affecting, her overall value or her overall, like, what she was making profit-wise.
Well, the thing is, like, if you buy in at 45 cents and it goes up to 46, and it goes, like, you're making profit. But if it goes down to 40, 44, 43, then you're losing. Then you're in the negative.
Yeah, I'd say that either way, if you get more coins, you're better.
Like, if that's your average, like, if it goes above, like, if your average is 44,
if I was doing buy, so I'm getting some people that are asking buy now or buy later. If I had my money out of Doge, I would set alarms, and I'd set alarms at resistance and support, and I would make my decision, like, when my alarms go off. Like, okay, it's going off here, and wow, we're getting a really nice candle on that 1 minute. That thing's beautiful. You guys see that thing? Wow.
Is this a channel for the Chad's
charts?
Or Joe and Robinhood right now.
Yeah.
That's why.
So my chart is being streamed on YouTube, and it's actually nicer on YouTube because I can actually, like, have my whole chart or what I actually watch up. You guys don't get to see that in Teams. Like, if I stream you only get to see my one screen. This way I can, like, stack things up. I can stack calculators and tickers. I can move pages, and you guys can see all that happening. If I do that in Teams, it just basically, or on his Discord, it just basically gives you one web browser shot, and that's it. It doesn't give you, like, all the buy sell tickers that I use. So I use, like, 3. Buy sell tickers, quite a bit. I don't really care too much about the order book as much as I care about the actual sale timestamp. Like, okay, what's actually really happening? Because the order book can be spoofed. For those of you that don't know that, people can put on a sell order at 1 million coins and spoof the order book, and then pull that sell order and instantly put it to a buy order, and then fake everybody out, and then all of a sudden, you've got people moving one direction when they really should have been moving the other way. We are moving up, and where do I find my average? Well, you just basically, Michael, the best way is just to figure out how much you've spent at each interval that you've bought coins, and then you add them all up and divide by the number of times you've bought and sold. Or bought, so if, like, you bought in 5 times, and each time you spend X money, you add that up and then divide by 5. So you add up all your coins, add up all your prices, and then divide those 2 numbers by 5.
Yeah, it says that due to planned crypto upgrades, or due to planned upgrades, crypto trading is unavailable on Robinhood.
It is? Well, that sucks. Hold on.
Yeah, but what if they're making a wallet?
Oh, scheduled maintenance due to planned upgrade. Trading service is unavailable from 2 to 3 a.m. Eastern Time. So is that
Yeah,
now?
they announced that they were doing an update. I got the announcement early this morning. I'm not sure what the update is.
Is that on a phone? Or both the phone and the web browser?
I saw it on the phone, but I'm not sure if it's also going to translate to the web browser.
Let's go check the web browser, guys, and we'll know real quick, right? So the other thing too is I'll show you guys some stuff. I don't know if you guys know this, but Robinhood actually does have decent. I mean, they're not awesome, but they do have a decent chart. That if you guys are like trading on Robinhood a lot, I would use their chart because I use their chart a lot when I buy and sell, or I'm getting ready to buy and sell, and I'm trying to get serious. Because their chart is a lot more predictive of their price than like what is going on like, let's say, Binance's tickers or TradingView. So I kind of like their chart, and their chart has everything you need. It has the MACD, it has RSI, it has like all the fun stuff. Let's see here, messages. By the way, we're doing an update in crypto. Good to know now.
I was about to say, please enlighten me, because I've been doing this for a couple of months, and there's no way I see Robinhood chart being like, beneficial.
Okay, so here's what you do. So you go onto their web browser, okay, and on the web browser you select your coin, and then you hit the expand. And when you hit expand, you get a nice chart, and I'll pop it out here and bring it up to my screen so you guys see what it looks like. You get a nice big old fatty chart like this. And and you've got the MA, the EMA, you can do the moving average at whatever, you can do the EMA, you can actually change this back and forth. So I like to do these backwards and forwards just to kind of play around. And you can sit there and change these, so you can do these the other way around too. But you do your moving averages, your EMA, you have your RSI, you have your MACD, all on Robinhood. You can have everything that a chart has. You can do live, the 1 day, the 1 week, but you don't get like all the 5 minutes, and you don't get like all the details. I just keep it on the live. But you can kind of see the movement of their price and their ticker. You can watch their ticker and what they've got going on. You can sit there and play around, with whatever they've got. I don't know. It's a decent chart to look at. It's not as good as like the charts that you get on TradingView or Binance, but it's just definitely something. And it's better than nothing, right? So like at least they've got a chart. You guys have any questions inside this Discord? Because I can just keep answering the YouTube stuff. So Robinhood's website is down too. So so as this coin goes up or down, I don't really care. I'm at 44 something cents on most of my bag because I was doing something earlier and then just left it alone because I had to leave and go pick up my daughter. So sometimes I get myself into pickles by not getting out of things before I leave my house, and I gotta stop doing that. If I'm really gonna be serious about this, then I gotta stop. I gotta just like decide to make a decision to sell or make a decision to hold, but not leave myself. If I go to bed sometimes at night, I'm like, what indicator are you using that shows the numbers on the top of the candles? Okay, so if you want the free version of this indicator with the numbers, it's called the Bulls versus Bears by Gunzo, and that is this guy right here. Gunzo, Bulls power versus Bears power. That's the one to get. It won't light up yellow, but it will give you the numbers. But the one I'm using to do that is called the Market Cyphers DBSI, Dual Band Strength Index, and that's what uses those numbers. I also like to use a lot of other weird stuff. I like the alligator sometimes. Is there any name your price? Are you in Utah? What's the one? I'm making off of each penny. I did it once, and okay. So if you're making money off of each penny, so here's how I look at it. If I have 100,000 coins, and each time I buy and sell all 100,000 coins, every time I make a penny, I make $1,000. If I have 10,000 coins, every time I make a penny, I make $100. If I have 1,000 coins, every time I make a penny, I make $10. So what are the parabolic SAR strat? Okay, so the parabolic inputs, I just leave mine at defaults for you guys that are wondering, but I do like the parabolic strategy. It's like one of the best ones. You know, I haven't really played around with it much, but look at this gappage we're getting right here. See, this is what they're talking about. You know, like, I mean, this gappage that we got. Yeah, wow. So that is actually really odd. Like normally we don't get this wide of a gap in the price action. So the parabolics, what are, you know, those are these guys, you know, where it's going to go parabolic and where it's not, you know, like where it's guessing, and then the long strategy or the short, you know, how are we going to short this, you know, how we're going to go long on this, like those are really good indications. So whenever these light up, you can go to like these charts. Let's go to a longer minute chart, and we'll look at like some things that like are like definite. Okay, so here's a perfect chart, right? This point in time had this big dip. Right after that big dip, we have this green bubble light right up. Okay, right as that green bubble's lighting up, you come down here and you look, okay, what happens right after that? Nice cross right here. The RSI is trending up. When this green bubble lit up, the VWAP is rising up at a positive degree going past the 50-day. And that's your short sell signal on probably the 5-minute, I would guess, candle, or 15-minute. Let's see. Nope. 5. Nope.
What channel are you on?
It's on the 3-minute. What do you mean?
Are you on YouTube?
Yeah, I'm talking to the peeps on YouTube, and I've got my voice that you guys can talk to me on in the Discord down in this Discord channel, and then I'm just answering the chats on YouTube.
What's your channel called?
Ryan, I don't know, man. I just kind of like pay attention a lot, and I read and listen and watch a lot of videos and try to figure, like I'm really good with puzzles. I have an eidetic memory, so I really don't forget pictures at all. I don't have an eidetic memory with like words and like books and stuff, but I do with pictures and smells, and so I can like close my eyes and like remember every picture I've ever seen in my life. It's crazy.
How can you find you on YouTube?
Yeah, it's really easy to find me on YouTube. It's just you can go to Chad's Charts on Thames, and it's in Chad's Charts, the YouTube channel. But it's 7 Pines, the number 7, and then Pines like the tree, Pines, and then trading, and that's it. 7pinesTrading, all one word. And then, but it's in Thames. It's in Chad's Charts on Thames Discord. But yeah, like, so let's see here. Hey, you see the big dips in the rises. I do see a lot of them, and like we've some really good calls. Like yesterday, we made a sweet call on the Bitcoin Cash. Like, man, if whoever got in on that ride was like we couldn't have called that more perfect. And I mean, that was probably one of my best calls in a while. But there's a Mike. If you're Yeah, here's the thing, if you guys are like worried about like have a bag at 65 cents, or you guys are like worried like, man, I bought in at 8 cents, and I saw my money go up to 80,000, and now my money's down to 40,000, and you're like, man, this sucks. I could have took it out at 80,000 and walked away and been fine. Like Michael, if your average is at 51 cents, I'd probably just hang tight if you don't care. But if you do care, you can always sell at a high point and buy at a low point. That is one thing that I can guarantee you that this thing will do. The WAVOP. The VWAP, is that what you're wondering about? Like, everyone, please subscribe. Oh yeah, please subscribe, man, and hit the button. That would be awesome. I really want to get like 1,000 subscribers, because I guess apparently you can monetize or something. Who knows? I don't really care if I monetize or not.
Hey Chad.
Yes, sir. What's up?
You can actually check right now if there's big wallets, if they're now selling for 2 hours. That would be the Robinhood, because it's actually you can't sell or buy right now.
Yeah, you know, but here's the thing.
That's a good point.
The big giant wallet. So if we go, so I don't know if we can. I guess we could do this on the YouTube. Like, you know, why not? Let's bring this chart up here for you guys. You know, everybody does. You know, so here's the whale wallets, right? So you guys can get a good look, and let's maybe do this. You know, so you can kind of watch the price action on Doge, I guess, a little bit. And, you know, you'll see it's kind of sinking a little bit right here. We'll leave it at the 1 minute chart so you can kind of get a idea of what it's going to do more quickly. Okay, so here's the wallet that transferred to me, okay, on whatever date. I can go look this up too. This was this happened at 7:29 on May the 6th. So I could probably go in here and go down to like more, and I can go find my transaction, you know, like in this wallet. Like you can find everything that's happened in this wallet. I gotta remember where I sent that from. I'm just trying to remember what I was doing. I remember pulling my Dogecoin off of crypto.com, and I wonder if I bought. But okay, so when I pulled crypto.com, we can go find their wallet. But anyways, I could go down to the 6th and find my wallet. But this is a whale wallet, and you know it was this one's like what 19 on the list. Yeah, so this is 19. I think this is the Binance whale wallet, because here's the crypto.com is DLPEAU. So we can kind of go look for that whale wallet and see where it's, you know, where is DLP. So this DDT, this guy could be, but I would say this exchanges, the exchanges that let you pull your coins off of the exchanges that let you pull your coins off of their exchange, that's going to be these wallets that have all these number of outs and ins, where they're just a massive amount. These are exchanges. Okay, like when you see, like, look at this, the number of ins to 1,097 and only 21 outs. The last time they had an out was on 4/12, like before any of this crazy dumpage. You know, the interesting thing about this wallet is, though, is this big guy is what I really found unique about this wallet is this, right? That all these weird, you know, like rando like weird numbers that are just positive, like 1s and 2s, and like just little tiny, like, but this looks like it's kind of like binary code, you know, like, okay, what are we saying in binary, right? But the one that I thought was the most interesting was, what was the day that there was a cease and desist order, and Doge didn't do anything for like the next 2 or 3 days. 351, right here, and that's like a governmental, like you're selling. It's like a code for the government is selling an off, or the corporation is selling off its asset. So basically, if this thing right here, maybe this wallet became, you know, some kind of was, you know, I can't remember what it is, but it's basically like a cease and desist, or it's like a corporation is you know, changing its name, or something's happening. I can't remember, but you know, go look up 351 on Google, and it's pretty interesting. But you know, like a lot of these whale wallets, you know, if you're seeing lots of it, you know, like lots of numbers right here, this is probably an exchange. You know, there's a good chance. Yeah, so we go down to whale wallet number 19. This is what I think is Binance's wallet. You know, look at how many, you know, numbers, like right here, this number here, this could be, oh gosh, who's next to Binance that's big? What was that? What was
Hey, Chad, are you streaming live?
Yeah, I'm streaming on YouTube.
On 7pinesTrading?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it's just weird. I must be getting a delay because I was just watching it live and I'm seeing you put in weighted numbers and averages.
Yeah, you know, I put in weighted numbers. We did that earlier today. I was just trying to see if I could find crypto.com's. So their wallet is DLPAEAU, and I thought I saw that earlier today. Yeah. So, but yeah, some of these big giant whales, I mean, they're exchanges. You know, they're not. Yeah, I must have passed it because I think it's more up here. DLP.
Can I ask you a quick question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Awesome. So I track on the 5100 EMA. You get to the end of a consolidation like we're having. Oh, by the way, somebody looks like they're doing something interesting. And so at the end of this consolidation, the predictability, which way, is there a way to predict a tendency up or down on this?
Like which way which way it tends to go or could go? God,
so like 100 MA, 200 MA, do you put a lot of credence in that?
Yeah, actually I do. So the moving averages are a really good way of knowing where your support and your resistance are at. So if you know, like we were looking at this earlier, if you go out to the 1-day chart, here's your here's your MAs and your EMAs, right? So here's your moving average. This is your 200-day down here, this orange line, and then this is your 20. That right here is your 50-day, and then I kind of drew this little blue doohickey here, thinking that like if because there was a guy that mentioned like on the 16th, he thought we were gonna like have one of these wicks come down and kiss this thing, and his thoughts were that it was going to be at 25 cents. And I was like, I'm pretty much feeling like it's going to be closer to 31.7. I mean, if you kind of just draw this line and kind of figure where it's going to be, I just don't see it like getting itself down here. Like I don't see it like doing this dive, like, this instantaneous dive by the 16th. So, because look how smooth it is, it's just not going to be like this. So, like the 20.
Which lines? What's the name of that line?
Now this one right here is the 50-day moving average, and then
okay, so it's 50-day. Got it.
Right, and then you have with the EMA, which is the exponential moving average, and you can do a moving average like this and you can put you could do another one of these, so like let's say you did 2 of them, there we go. So you can do 2 moving averages, and you could put another one at so you don't have to always do the exponential. You can just do like regular ones, and then you can do 2 of them, and if you do like, let's see here, what do we got here? Why is it not all of those coming up? So let's just get rid of a couple of these things right here. Let's get rid of that. So see, you could do this other moving average, and you can come in here and change the settings to this guy, and you can make this one a 200-day, and not make it exponential like we do. And then you can just change the color, or let's make this color like let's make it light blue, really light. Okay, so we'll do that, like something like that, shiny blue. And let's just hit OK. See, so now we've got this new one that we can, you see where the new one is right here? See how close it is to the EMA? So, I mean, the regular moving average versus the moving average exponential is not really that different. So like, it's just 2 different, 2 different ways to calculate the same thing basically. But like, these are usually good support or good resistance. This green thing I think is 100-day. But like if you're coming down here and you're hitting, like, so this is where we were talking earlier, like if you go to like some of these other charts, see we're below the 50-day, and right now we're at, and some of us are even below the 200-day. Now that's really rare. Like it's really rare to drop down below the 200-day moving average. Like that usually doesn't happen. You see, the 200-day will usually keep you in check right about here. Actually, but we're down below it up here. Sorry, that must be my line I drew in that other long chart. So, anyways, the moving averages are just a good way of like knowing where your possible support or resistance are going to lie. If I was, you could come up with. I don't think. I think that if you're people are buying and selling. I like to buy and sell at different windows on dips. So that's where I really like to buy. I like to set a buy bags up. Like if I'm gonna scalp let's say this, and I can't do any scalping because actually I could. I can go do it with Binance. So if I was going to scalp this rip here, what I do to figure out my scalping zones really quick is I start at the 1 minute. Okay, this is going to give me like a pretty good indication of where we can be. I kind of go like this. I'll kind of kiss the top candles, over a period of time, and I'll say, okay, well, maybe we'll go back to here a little bit and see where we're at here. And then we'll come in here and see where these lows are hitting. And we'll come add another one somewhere in about there. We're having all these bottoms that are kind of like tapping the same thing. So this is your scalping window really on the 1 minute. And we'll back out and we'll kind of move the lines around a little bit. Maybe we'll zoom out and zoom in a little bit. And we'll say, okay, well, this is the 5 minute. And since in the 5 minute we came down here a little bit, what an hour and a half ago maybe? And back at 10, maybe 2 hours ago, an hour and a half ago. So we can come here and we can move this guy down here like this and move that up there. And then now this is your new scalping window, kind of like here. And then you can go to the 15 and do the same thing. And you're kind of like, okay, well, this is a pretty good indication of where your scalps are going to be over the next little bit. I'd probably leave it right here. Yeah, what's that?
Like my light's really good.
We use lotion.
Well, I did. It made my
You know that you're on YouTube and there are thousands of people can hear you?
No, it made my
Yeah, I just used that lotion right there. Right there on the corner. Try it. Cortisone, yeah, it's in the second for down. Anyways, guys, so this is your scalping zone in the purple right here. And so you can take this scalping zone and you can say, okay, this is where we're going to scalp, and then you can come to the 1 minute if you want to do quick ones, and you can just watch the dips. And now here's the dip, down to here. Like, okay, well, we're getting a pretty good, hammer candle here. So, like, let's buy right at this point probably. And we're buying at 374. Now, what do we have to sell at? We have to sell at 44, 44.6. So we're really getting about a 1 penny scalp. So what I'd like to do on, 1 penny is really not much, but what I would like to do is I normally would average my buy down. So I would probably, normally try to catch this dip and set up bags on Robinhood. And when I set up bags on Robinhood, then I don't have to worry about whether or not I'm going to hit those or not. I just put my phone down and let them naturally hit. And then that way, when it's done, filling, then I come back, 20 minutes later, look at my phone, see where the tickers are at, and then I'll be like, okay, we're down at the bottom, all my bags filled, so now I've got to figure out how I'm going to sell, and I just move the numbers, up, so I get out a weighted average calculator, and I'll do something like this. Okay, well, from 43 to 52 cents, or whatever, these are going to be like, this is the weight, this is how many coins I'm going to buy or dollars I'm going to spend, and these are what my buy prices are going to be, and there's my average price over 5 buys at this stuff. But this isn't really real numbers, so don't use those. That was somebody else's, like where they were at in their wallet. Yeah, you just need it. I have a Robinhood bot. It doesn't work yet. There you go. But I haven't got it up and running. But the thing about it is Robinhood doesn't have an official API. So the way that I have this bot set up, it basically logs into your account and then goes in and checks some stuff and then buys on your behalf. But I haven't really ran it yet. But I know there's people out there that have them and that have them working. Mine's in Python code, and I just haven't. I need to set my Office back up so I can get my IDEs out and compile the code and have it run live. I might just do an AWS server and have the code sit up on a Linux box up in AWS, and then that way I don't need, or I might even set up a Docker container up, or something up there, and then have the bot run out of AWS. That way I don't bog down my resources running a bot all day. Let's see here. TradingView has a free version. Yes, they do, and it's nice. Try to learn basic charts. Man, you guys are really nice to one another. I really appreciate that you guys give each other advice. You know, like this makes it worth it to like, you know, do stuff like this and stream this stuff and teach you guys things. Is there any more questions that you guys have inside the Discord?
Is this bot that you're running right now live one that I could get from you? Because all my stuff is on Binance.
Yeah, like, oh, you mean like, oh, so Binance has a lot of, you can hook up any bot to Binance. Binance has API keys that you just make, and you can make your private API keys anytime you want, so you can do all kinds of cool stuff with Binance. You can make a website. We could probably design, there's a guy in here that does DevOps. We gotta get in with him, because these DevOps guys are super awesome at building, like, monitoring websites where they can, like, build, like, tickers and cool things. We could probably build a website that would like show every coin what the ticker was, you know, where, you know, like a certain chart at certain minutes, you know, something that looks kind of like, you know, like if you were to take these charts and like bust them up and make like, you know, 20 windows with them like this, you know, put each one of these charts on a different minute point. You know, we could do something like that in code and then make a website and then run different bots on them. You know, that would be fun. But this is a project, man, made for the summer when I have like a week off of work and I can like really focus on it. But I definitely think we'll get there, guys, and we're gonna get there. We're gonna have some fun this summer, and we're gonna do this. We're gonna make some cool bots, and we're gonna like, you know, we can make some cool websites that, you know, people can go to. And I've never streamed on YouTube before. You know, I didn't even think I'd want to or care, but everybody was emailing. I got like 100 DMs all the time saying, hey, please stream your charts or do something. And my charts were getting so bogged down every time I'd stream them on Tame's Discord. I just decided to, you know, start a YouTube channel and stream them on this. And then come in here and teach you guys some stuff and work with you on the side, because sometimes it gets hectic in that crypto talk room. And it's just, I don't know. Sometimes it gets annoying. It's just me. I want to beat my head against the wall with all the arguing. And then sometimes there's people that like get on there and their personalities just take over the room. And it's like, and there was a couple weeks ago we had these like certain people that just would get on there and talk, and you're like, okay, you don't care. Seem like you care if anybody is doing well. You care about spitting your idea and your like what you think is going to happen, and if you're right, you plan on gloating about it. I like care that like people are like panicked and worried and want to make money, and you know, and I don't know, like I'd like to help people like that. So that's kind of why.
Did you feel like Static had some?
He does, but he's coming at this. He makes a lot of sense, and he's right. Like so, I'm not going to say that he's not right, because there is things that he's right about. He is right that there is a lot of testing that has not been done, but he also, you know, we also have to understand that this is crypto. It's a little different than the stock market, so you don't always test everything 10 times from Sunday. Now, this coin has had so much testing time. Imagine how much testing time this thing had until it got to a penny. It's had a lot of testing time. I mean, this thing has been like tested over and over till the cows come home. You know, so are we ever going to go back down and fill those gaps? I doubt it. On this coin, I doubt it. Now, there's other coins that I feel don't have the validity as this coin, and as much as it's funny as it's like it's a meme coin, but you know what? It's actually kind of was a cool concept. Like it has a guaranteed inflation rate. The idea or the design behind this coin was that it would burn itself off. So like people would basically, you know, spend it and discard it. Like, you know, it was never meant to maybe be transferred around. You know, so if people were, you know, spending it and buying a candy bar, then, you know, it just got burnt off in gas fuel. You know, like, okay, well, I bought a candy bar, and they weren't thinking that the candy bar manufacturer out there was going to want to take their money and make more candy bars. So,
well, that was the thing I was reading about Doge versus the Shiba is that the Shiba Inu coin is just a contract. It doesn't even have a blockchain to it. Where Doge
it's not even a coin; it's a token. So that's the difference between Doge and Shiba, is Shiba's not even a real coin. In fact, there's a lot of non-real coins. If you're not on the blockchain, you are not a coin. If you are not on the blockchain, you do not have a coin. If you are not on the blockchain, you are a token. You are considered a token, and a token is what a token is. It's not a coin.
Yeah, it totally makes sense. And I mean, by the way, thank you for everything, because you've really, you are a voice of reason. And yes, you're right. The Discord gets a little crazy, with the 43s and all the joking stuff. And there's a lot of people here that are concerned about their money and do want to hear a real person speak about real stuff.
Well, yeah, I hear, so St. Louis was coming on there and talking about inflation earlier today, and he's right. Like we could have a massive spike of inflation. I've been afraid of inflation for a while. I've actually been afraid of inflation since the first year of the Obama administration. If that tells you how long I've really been afraid of inflation. So I think we've been controlling inflation with mass spending. Like people aren't, capping under their money. But here's the interesting thing. In this last little round of this, what do you call it, stimulus checks and these loans that you can get, like the PPP loan or the EDIL loan, there's a lot of people taking those loans and this money and dumping it into crypto or into investments, and they're trying to get rich quick or turn their money around to make more money. It's making me really nervous that what happens when all that stuff comes, these people come calling. The EDIL loan is not a forgivable loan yet. I mean, it's not like they're just going to walk away and say you don't owe the money. No, they may. They may do it like the PPP where you get a write-off 70% of the loan over time, but they may not. They may say, no, we're not going to, let you do that. This looks like a nice little cup forming here on the 1 minute. Nice little cup. So this could be really cool if we get a little drawback here and a little launch. Again, look how maybe the volume will pick up, but it sure does look like things are going to trend in a different direction. If I was a betting man and wanting to buy and do a scalp, I'd be scalping right here. In fact, let's try that. Let's see where we're at in Binance, and let's run a little quickie. Why not Binance spot? Here we go. Well, do we own Doge? We do own Doge, so we just better hang on to the Doge and then wait to sell it. But let's maybe sell it when it gets up here around, what did I buy it at? I bought it pretty high, I think. Let's see here. Yeah, I don't know. I bought it kind of high. Oh, wait.
Yeah, there's not really a wall at 44.
Yeah, I think I bought it close to 44, so I'm just gonna wait. I'd like it to go up to 45 before I sell it. The cool thing about Binance is every one of my sales and orders almost always go through. And so, yeah, see, look, if this is like a nice little cup, little handle, and then just a launch out of that, that'd be kind of cool. But is there any other questions that you guys have? I'm going to go back to my streaming chat, see what they say. So, yeah, so many people are getting stimulus but not unemployment. That's true, and so that's the other thing. If you're not getting unemployment and you're getting a stimulus check or whatever, can you go over the green, red, yellow numbers above and below your candles and how you set those and what is your ranges? Okay, so these little yellow numbers, these numbers are on the dual band strength index. And so if you look at this guy right here, Market Cypher's dual band strength index, its settings are, well, it doesn't have a lot of settings, but the long entry candle score is 7. The short entry candle score is 7. We can move that to 14. And we can move long entry is greater than or equal to 14. And the long-term trend is 200. I like that. And long color is green. And then neutral color is yellow and short color is red. And I kind of like those too. So that's how you set your indications. And then you just hit OK. And so you see, so now it's going to be like give you these numbers, but 14 is a good number, 14 and above. So this scale goes from -5 up to 28. Almost every time we've ever seen, and it's not going to show it live, on these older candles, but back when we had these moves, like these parabolic moves, like these monster ones here, like this was like hours of uptrend, right? Look at where these indications set off. When we were here the other day, this number down here was like 26, and this was -5. And then this was like 27 and -5, and then 28, -5, 26. I mean, it was like, and then this one was 28 and -5. So you saw these numbers like, like just low resistance, huge long, and we had a great move. And then you saw when we got up here to this big press down, all these numbers shrank and came down. So like you were seeing, like on this side, see 15, these were all 23. See, this was 23 and -5 on this big monster. This one's the engulfing. This one's our current 4-hour engulfing. This is the bad chicken that we're going to have to get past 62.5. This is going to be the bull candle that needs to break. This is when we get past this guy right here, that's when we know the bulls are back in charge. And they're going to take this guy on up to 69, 70, 75 cents. Can we do a quick TA? Well, let's do a quick TA. I want to know the difference between the three numbers. What are the three what? Okay, so there's a question because I'm going to sleep now and I can't follow it. Do I sell at 44 or do I let it go? I bought in at 38. Jovan, I think that's a personal choice. I think if I was going to sleep on this coin, as volatile as it's been, what's going to happen if you go to sleep and it pumps up to 54 and then pumps back down to 44? Or what happens if it pumps down to 37 and pumps back up to 44? I don't think you're going to be missing anything either way, because if you're asleep during the pump, you're not able to dump, but you could set your bags to sell at a certain price, or you could set some stuff to buy at certain prices when you go to sleep, and that's what I usually do, but I'm not a financial advisor, and nor do I give it, but I think you can do either thing, either way. You could sell it and go to bed and sleep tight and make your 6 cents, and then in the morning decide what you want to do. Or you can just hang on to it, and it depends on if you're in it for the long haul or you're not. I'd probably just let it ride at this point. I mean, you don't have a lot to lose. I mean, even if it dips down to 37 cents, here's the thing: if you sell it now at 44, it dips to 37 when you wake up. The only difference is you could buy a lot more coins if it's dipping at that point down to a lower, down to 37, 36, whatever. You could buy a lot more coins selling it at 44 and then going to bed and then waking up at a cheaper price. Or you wake up and the price is 4 cents more than it is now, and then it's 4 cents more to get in. And so I think holding it overnight is not going to hurt you because you bought in pretty good.
Chad, really quick, I think that also coin accumulation is something that you talked about. And I think that would be interesting to get into at one point. I know it's late now, but
no, we can get into that.
It sounds like you've been more interested in coin accumulation than you have been about like how many coins can I sell to make money.
Exactly, coin accumulation is really the name of this game, right? So the more coins, the better. Vicky, where out in Oregon are you in? Let's see here. Taking small profits here, yeah. Taking small profits here isn't bad. I definitely think that Jovan, you can, or whoever, I think that's who it was. I think that, yeah, you can go ahead and take some small profits.
Oh, and I was hoping I'll chat because they're asking what's the difference between shorting, what else? Scalping and day trading. So I was just trying to help the chat out.
So what's the difference between the Heiken Ashi candle and a regular candle? I think the averaging algorithms are a little different, and so I think you just get different wicks, and so like let's just change them and see what it does, right? So there is a candle, and that's regular candles. I think the Heikin-Ashi candles, to me, let's just go look at these last candles, right? So we get this like rippy, kind of whatever candle, and then let's see what the Heikin-Ashi candle does there. So yeah, the wick, so it's just, it's completely different. See, so the wick on that one candle was a lot taller, and the wick on this candle is shorter. So I think you're getting shorter wicks and bigger bodies, and the averaging is different. I actually don't know. I've never even thought about like figuring that out. I've always just liked the Heikin-Ashi candle. Let's go look it up though. Let's go see what it says. Heikin-Ashi has a smoother look, as it is essentially taking an average of the movement. There is a tendency with the Heikin-Ashi for the candles to stay red during a downtrend and green during an uptrend, whereas normal candlesticks alternate color even if the price is moving dominantly in one direction. The other thing you can do to kind of offset that is to set there is a setting in here where you can go in here in your settings and color the bars based on the previous close. So color bars based on the previous close, and that changes your candle's color to what it previously closed at, so you can get maybe a better prediction. See that? Okay, you get a better prediction if you do that of what the trend might be doing sooner. So see, this turns red sooner, and then with that check, and then this also down here, that one turned green sooner. So actually, let's leave that on. That gives us a quicker indication, right, of the turnaround. That's a good idea. Show real prices and price scale instead of the Heikin-Ashi price. No, let's leave it alone. All right, so I think we're good. And if I was a person trying to make some quick scalp, I would come down here in this chart and go, oh, look at this green bubble on the 5-minute. So a 14 and -3. Let's buy some stuff at 44 cents. And then I'd wait until I saw a little red bubble somewhere over here to the next 5 or 10 minutes, and I'd sell. And that's kind of like one easy way to do this without like paying too much attention to all this other stuff, the MACD and the RSI. You definitely want to see your RSI rising, and you want it to rise above the 50%. And the MACD, see how low the volume is right now? I mean, you're really not going to just move much. I mean, look how tiny these little tiny volume candles are. There's just such small volume, you're not going to see much difference. Is there anything else you guys got before I, dip out or figure out?
Can I ask one more question? I'm sorry.
Yeah, you betcha.
When you were talking, when the guy Static was talking earlier about the price dropping down to 17, you said something like, yeah, but there's this hard wall, this big thick wall at 25. I can't imagine it going below that.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Okay, so when I say big wall, imagine that we were diving deep into whale wallets like 3 or 4 weeks ago. And there was, not just the whale wallets that were exchanges, but wallets where people were buying and selling massive amounts of Doge at the same time. There was a massive amounts of buys at the 25.9 range. And so much so that, so if some of these guys, these whales, are scalping, and they're doing the same thing we do. If they're buying at 25.9, that means that they absolutely either need the price to go below that in order to buy more, or they need to keep the price above that to keep the value of what they paid for their billions and billions of Doge. They need to keep it above that so that they don't lose money, so that they don't go negative. That's part of it. And then you can go into the buy books and the sell books, and you can actually type any number, and then some of these websites that do all the exchanges and all the books at the same time, you could type those numbers, and 25 had like millions and millions of dollars worth of orders at 25.9 or 25 something. And so, I mean, it was billions at that point, I think. It was almost a couple billion on the 25.9. But that was stuff, that was research we did 2-3 weeks ago. And we haven't even come close to kissing that other than one time after the 21st. So
meaning when it dives down to that, it's going to hit that and it's going to stop there because those
there's so much buy request at that point that there's just not going to be enough sell to get it down below that. Unless everybody on this whole thing was just like, I'm out, I'm done. You'd have to have almost like a mass thing. But what are the free versions of the Market Cipher indicator? So Market Cipher B, you can get the free version. That guy is called Market Cipher B, free version, buy and sell. That's the best one. And then the version of the numbers is Gunzo, and then Bulls Power versus Bears Power. And those are the two free versions of what I use is the Market Cipher tools. But I like the Market Cipher tools personally, and I think they're worth every penny. If you spend the $400 for 5 months or whatever, if you can make that $400 in the first day. I mean, pretty easily with minimal cash out.
We're getting some nice price action though.
Yeah, let's go take a look. I haven't even been paying attention. Oh yeah, look at that. See, what did we say about a nice cup and handle? Cup, handle, well, almost a double handle, but like, see, nice little rise out of that. Now it's almost like a big cup handle, more parabolic.
Chad, Mino on YouTube had a question about what could be the catalyst that motivates bigger volume and makes Doge less static. I mean, what do you think? I don't know.
The catalyst is people not being afraid to buy back in. People like going, you know what? I want to make some money on this thing, and I want to have it go back up, and I've got my money. Right now, people are pulling. This is the thing about people with greed. And Eugene, very cool city, Vicky. I personally live in Canby, Oregon, and I used to live in Wilsonville. But yeah, I think that people are greedy. What are we doing? We're all jumping out of Doge, and we're getting into the Shiba Inu. Like who thought of this coin? If I went to the website and started reading this stuff, I'm like, oh my gosh, like any of us can go and make a coin. It's very easy. It's actually very easy to go make a coin. You can make a website, you can make a coin, you can pretend it's awesome, but it's all how you market it and how you get the public to get behind it, how you get it on these exchanges, and all of the above. But like Shiba Inu is not even a coin, and half of these like crazy things aren't even coins; they're tokens. And so like you're invested like SafeMoon. SafeMoon wasn't a coin, and neither was whatchamacallit. Like half of these things aren't coins. Half of the stuff that you're getting on pancake swaps aren't coins. They're not on the blockchain. They might be on the Binance Smart Chain or something else, but some of them aren't on the blockchain, and if they're not on the blockchain, they're not a coin, they're a token. That's at least how I've always been taught. Do you guys have any different opinions than that? Yes, no, maybe so? Anyone?
Sorry, I was typing on chat, so I was just listening in the background.
Yeah, no problem. We're happy to answer these things.
I don't know enough about it. So,
yeah, that's true. Well,
Okay, so
I have a handle.
Go ahead.
Do you think that XRP will come back and, like, blow through the roof?
Yes. I like XRP. And so does Warren Buffett, and he hates crypto.
Okay, thank you. That's what I was thinking too. I just feel like the SEC is, picking on them. And I'm afraid that, after they're done with them, they might pick on somebody else. I'm not sure why they singled them out.
Well, XRP is kind of been, from what I remember or heard, and I'll look it up real quick as far as, I can't remember the purpose of it, but I think it's like a transport. It's faster and more efficient digital asset. It offers financial institutions a quick and reliable option for sourcing liquidity on demand. So developers leverage XRP in use cases from micropayments and e-commerce and to exchanges and peer-to-peer services. XRP is traded in more than 100 markets and worldwide that are not affiliated with Ripple. From what I understand, XRP is going to kind of be a cross-border coin. And it's from what I remember, it was kind of having some nefarious things going on behind the scenes. So imagine the big Bitcoin push when they had that website up, the Silk Road website, and all the dirt that was going on that website with Bitcoin. Well, imagine XRP, from what I understand, was possibly doing the same thing, but with arms and like guns and so like bad illegal things. But I'm not. That's just one article I read, and it could be a total conspiracy theory.
Can you buy it anywhere without a VPN? Can you buy it anywhere?
You can buy it on certain exchanges. There was one that what was that exchange? KuCoin, and there's one more but you can't buy it like they've taken it down off of all the other ones that was on. It was on Coinbase. It was on Binance.us. You can buy it on Binance Global. I don't recommend buying coins on a VPN unless you're not up to anything no good. So I am always on a VPN and I buy my coins, but I'm not up to anything. I have nothing to worry about. But I wouldn't be going and buying some coin that the SEC's crawling all over on a VPN and trying to hide.
But if you buy on KuCoin, you have to buy USDT first, and then buy in that way, correct?
Yeah, I think so. Not really.
Yes, and it's cheaper than used USDT now being
BNB
or BTC.
And Binance Global, you can buy it on, yeah. And somebody said Voyager, but there was another one.
But you can't get on Binance Global without a VPN. That's what I'm trying to
Right.
say. So KuCoin's the way to go in, it looks like.
Right. Well, you can get on Binance Global without a VPN. You just have to say that you're from somewhere else. I mean, it's still not a good idea. I wouldn't want to get caught doing it.
I had one more question, if that's okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so if you see new coins coming out, how do you do an evaluation on them to see if they're worthwhile? Do you look at market cap or, white papers? What are you looking for to see that this might be a good investment for the future?
Well, what I'm looking for is, what is it going to bite? Is the public going to get behind it? Or is it going to be something that the YouTubers and TikTokers get behind, but not everybody else? I want to see a coin that mom, dad, grandma, brother, sister, TikToker, YouTuber. I mean, I want to see the Dogecoin, like something like that, like Bitcoin, Ethereum. And there's something that everybody's going to kind of go, okay, this might be it. Cardano seems like it's maybe going to be one of those eventually, but I got tired of losing money on Cardano, so I got out of it. Let's see here. There's, Ethereum Classic wasn't a bad buy until it became volatile like it has become, and that's a perfect example of everybody jumping the Doge ship one day and going to try to make $1 million. Which reminds me of the Mr. Vincenzo asked me about AMC and probably GME. And here's my thoughts on this. I never bought either one of them. First of all, I couldn't because Robinhood wasn't allowing me to. I do have a friend that got into GME at a dirt cheap price, $12 or $16. Here's what I have a problem with. I have a problem with the stock that's worth $16 going up to $1,000 in moments. And a stock that just doesn't have the assets behind it to really justify the price. It doesn't have the sales, it doesn't have the land, the buildings, the inventory, nothing. Like GameStop, we've all been in them. And what do they got? Maybe $20,000 of inventory, $50,000, not $100,000 at the tops. You know, like go to a tire store that has $1 million of inventory.
My dad even knows where they are.
Right, but they're everywhere. But they're all renting those spaces. GameStop doesn't own one of their buildings hardly at all, I don't think. And when you're renting in those mall locations, you know what you pay per month for rent? You're paying 30 grand. You know, GameStop paying 30 grand, 20 grand for rent for a month for its location. How much sales of electronics that has a very small margin do you have to make to pay a $20,000 rent bill? You know, on top of that, like, you don't own the assets. Like, if GameStop is lucky, it owns some of its inventory, but how much of its inventory is fronted on credit books from Sony or whoever they're buying from? My family owns a TV store. I mean, in fact, a little piece of information: my family is the oldest United States Sony credit account that exists. My grandpa was the very first Sony. He's the very first Sony account in America. He brought Sony over in the 40s with radio, and he was the very first Sony account in America. So his account, or it's now my account, is the oldest running credit account with the Sony Corporation in America. So I think that's kind of a cool thing to say, but you know, it doesn't really mean anything. But there's no margin in this stuff. Like, there's not a huge profit margin to be making. Like, you know, electronics is, you know, 15 to 30% at best profit. Well, if you don't own,
but that's not what they're talking about in GME.
But the whole point with all of that is you have basically what's happened is you have a bunch of kids and they wanted to go get rich that bought in the stock, and then it went up, and you have a bunch of people that thought they were going to screw the kids, and then they shorted it, and now the kids aren't selling it, and so the shorts are like, what do we do? You know,
exactly.
So like,
what happens, right?
So now they're trying to force the company into distributing more shares, but what's that going to do? It doesn't do anything other than devalue the company in itself, devalues the shares, and devalues the stock prices. So, I mean, AMC, I wouldn't be ashamed if I didn't buy those things to save my life, because I tell you what, you guys remember Enron, right? This just reminds me of Enron all over. You know, if I remember right, Elon was a big company that was going through the squeeze. I mean, everybody was going to get rich. All the employees were excited, and then the employees started getting upset because all their retirement accounts started disappearing, and assets started getting sold off. And before you know it, retirement accounts are gone, assets are gone. Then the company's bankrupt. Bernie Madoff, you know, he's gone, and all the money's gone, and you know.
Can I ask a real quick question?
Yeah. Algorand, what is that?
So on your 50 and your 100 EMA, is that work best on your 3-minute chart?
I don't know. These lower minute charts, I don't think anything works best on those, because they're only predictors of like the current price action. And they're not going to give you anything of any kind of solid validity when it comes to like figuring out where you're at with these coins. Let me see what this guy is. So what is Algorand? Algo? Oh. I don't know. It's got pretty decent volume for such a low cost. What is it? Is it a coin? It's just a stock? I haven't been paying attention to this. Or is it coin? I'll go a coin. I think it's a coin, maybe. It is. It is on the blockchain, and it supports smart contracts, and it does proof of stake. I don't know. It might not be bad. But I'd have to look more into it. Let's see what it does here. Is it come up on this stuff? Well, let's see what we're looking at. Well, it doesn't look too bad. It's kind of in a downtrend, though. You know, so I'd be careful with stepping down like that. Weird looking triangles, as they would call it the other day. That was kind of annoying. I liked the guy that was saying that stuff because he was kind of right, but it was funny that that everybody was making fun of him. But he was right. Triangles are what?
It just got overused.
It got overused and it got just annoying. And I get what repeat. It's just like though, you know, the other day, like everybody was giving Drew Doge a bad time because he kept calling out the super chats. And man, Drew's such a nice guy, and he's sitting there calling out and doing all this stuff all day. You know, not getting paid a thing to do this, giving all his information and like sharing his education too. And he's very smart with crypto.
Yeah.
You know,
it's sad. Like people paying for that stuff. You know, like it's only courtesy. You know, obviously.
Yeah, he was getting a hard time. It might go parabolic here for a little bit on this lower minute charts. Is looking like it, but you know who knows. But it's looking pretty good right now. If you're buying Algorand, it looks like you might make a few pennies if you got some money. You can buy a little bit of it, let it boost up and spike. But who knows? It had this pretty big push down right here. I don't like that. But I don't know. It doesn't look too bad. I'd have to read more about it to know. I've been paying so much attention to Doge so I can make good calls for you guys that I haven't really been paying attention to much anything lately. I've been really watching Doge, trying to figure out what it's going to do, because I'd like to give some people as best answer as possible. You know, I definitely like to have you guys, get some good information so you can make some good choices to see if you want to try to cash out in a year or so or 6 months and buy your kids some college or buy a house or a car or whatever. I definitely think we could, we can make some money on this stuff, especially if we scalp it and get a lot of coins and it goes to $1. You get 100,000 coins, it goes to $1. You got 100,000 bucks in your pocket. You know, how many people can say that they got 100,000 bucks in their pocket? Not many. Not even me right now. I mean, I could if I kind of sold all my assets. Well, not all my assets. I usually keep my house, but like if I sold all my stocks and stuff, I could have 100,000 bucks. But I mean, it's hard to earn that much. Especially and save it. That's the thing. Yeah, I let you 5,000 at $1.11. That ain't bad. I think that this might. It looks like it's not bad. It seems like it's a decent looking coin. I'll have to go learn more about it, but yeah, definitely. Well, anyways, guys, is there any more questions you guys have before I decide to call it a night and go to bed?
Nah, bro. Just thanks for your time.
Hey, my pleasure.
Appreciate that.
My pleasure. Well, you know what I'm gonna do is I'm just always gonna stream my chart when I wake up and start playing with it, and you guys can always just check my channel, and if it's on, cool. And then in the meantime, I'll put up some of my other stuff, and then we're gonna start doing some other tutorials, like what do we want to learn as far as because here's a lot of what I see. I see a lot of people where on this, the purpose of this is, if you've never done any of this stuff, or you guys have never, traded, or if you've never bought a stock or a coin before, and you're scared, your money's in here, you're kind of like, well, gosh, I don't want to lose it. One, I would always suggest like never putting like your rent money or your car payment money or any money that you need tomorrow into this. You know, never do that, but also, you know, always think of this stuff as like, okay, you know what, this is my retirement. You know, if this is your retirement or if this is like what you're going to use as a savings account and you're just trying to get better interest, well, find the coins you believe in, back them, buy them, and then put them in your wallet and stake them because you earn good interest staking these coins. And so you can pull these things out, stake them in, in the back, and you can be making like better interest rate than you'd make in a Roth IRA, better interest rate than you'd make in a savings account, just by staking your coins, like especially the ones you believe in. So that's probably what I would do if I was, giving advice to people, but I'm not a financial advisor. But if I was wanting my kids to like I've been trying to talk my kids into doing some of this stuff. I'm like, look, I'll set you up with a little wallet, and we can, have you being, you just, we'll just buy some in your wallet. I'll just do it for you guys while you guys are at school or whatever, and you can have a little coin wallet that you do. But man, my kids just aren't into it or whatever, Though they will someday.
They were asking, Chad, they're asking if you don't mind doing some quick TA before you leave. I don't know.
Yeah, so like let's just zip through this thing. My thoughts are it's going to consolidate for a while. I've been looking at this for a minute here. So if we go all the way out to the 4 hour, there is some positive signs that the candle did light up green. That is a good thing, especially considering that this day candle, like everybody's expecting this thing to turn, this next one to come out, red and go further and come down here and touch this. It would be really nice if this sucker would, it's not going to turn green, but it'd be really nice if this sucker would turn green. Let's see what we're looking at. So we had 2 candles in the 3 hour, but we do have a red hour in the 2 hour, and that's nasty. I really don't like seeing that next candle like that. Let's see what the 1 hour looks like. See, I don't, but see, again, these little tiny doji candles like this, man, these little tiny itty bitty guys, these are like power hammers. And if you back out to like, let's look at the 4 hour chart, go out to these 4 hour parabolics right before these friggin' things go ape wild. Look at what's right before them every time. Boom, boom, and then boom, 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 boom. Like every time. You can go back to like all of these parabolic moves and look what happens. Boom, boom. Like hammer, doji, like shooting star, doji, boom, 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 boom. I mean, it's like clockwork. So those are candles I look for when I get excited, when I see them. But you could have a lot of this over the next little few days. A lot of this. This is what we had experienced in most of April. Was like this kind of stuff. The end of April, remember that? Like forever, it seemed like, yeah, this is just dragging. And then one day we woke up and we were like, boom, May 3rd. Right before Elon's son's birthday. And then let's take a look at this. Let's go down a little bit lower. I always like, these are the charts I like to really gamble on or kind of figure out my stride. Right here in the 30 and the 15 minutes. So, again, kind of just, turning it out to see if we can kind of get up above, some of these down. Like, it would be nice if this was the end of the downtrend, and this is where we start to pick up. And which that's probably going to be my prediction, is that's what's going to be the case. It'll be some consolidation and maybe some pickup a little bit later. But we'll just have to watch and see. Right on, Hector, man. I always put my kids first. I tell you what, and you know what? I'll do a segment on moving averages, Bollinger Bands, the VWAP, all of it. We will cover all that stuff over time. I love using the Bollinger Bands. They are also a great indicator that is way underrated. I like to use these ones like this with the double RSI double strategy. Yeah, see, look at this guy. And like when these guys, get out to these longer charts, when the Bollinger Bands get tight and like start to squeeze in on these candles, like right now it's opening up right here, but when they get tight, they definitely like to. So we're gonna see Doge, it looks like, increasing for a little bit, but yeah. So
Yep, I felt that ring.
yep. This is always good when you're. So see, when you're like right here in the Bollinger Band, you're like right in the middle. Like if you kind of consider this middle wave, and you're in between the top and the middle here in the Bollinger Band, that's when things start to turn around and move up. But the Bollinger Bands too, like the good ones. See how tight they squeeze before they pop. They'll get really tight and then. But this is not the ones that are. These ones are. I don't want to see this. The other ones work a little bit better. These guys, right here. Yeah, see these ones kind of tell a little bit better story. So when they start to squeeze like this, something usually is pretty good, either good or very bad is going to happen. But usually it's going to be the sign of a movement when they start squeezing down and then they explode up to where they're fat. And so now we kind of come down into a squeeze and we're going to squeeze a little tighter. And then usually you'll have an explosion one way or the other with that. But yeah, we'll teach all that stuff. Happy to do it. Doge dropping, is it? Well, maybe, but it's gonna pick back up, I think. Yeah, it's going back up. See, so and right now is probably the time you can get on Robinhood and buy and sell. So if you've been stuck, can you buy yet? Yeah, you're good. You're good to go. So you could sell, you could buy, you could do whatever you want to do. If I sold right now, I'd be losing money though. So I don't want to lose $500. So I'll just hang on. Well, if I lose $500, I can go make it back with a dip. But I don't want to mess around with it for right now. I'll just leave it alone. All right, guys. Well, you guys have a good night. I'll restream this stuff in the morning, and we'll come back here and we'll get some stuff done. And I really appreciate you guys being so kind. The good words, the kind words. The subscribes, the likes. I'm happy to do this stuff as long as we keep positive in this room and we don't get in the weeds of negativity. I can't stand it when everybody starts screaming, "We're going to 30 cents. We're going to 10 cents." And like, okay, stop. You're inciting panic. Like, even if we went to 10 cents, it's going to go back up to 50 cents. It's going to go to 60 cents. It's just a matter of time. So, my pleasure. You guys have a good night. And I will be back tomorrow, and I will always be around. I might even go and spend a little time in the crypto room for a minute, but then I'm gonna even get some sleep. It's already midnight, and I'm tired. I need to get some rest so we can come back and play well tomorrow. All right, guys. Well, have a good night. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Thank you again.
Hey, later.